Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, welcome us back, hopefully, into your hearts. Morning Skate Podcast. Me and Mike here back on Monday, February 15th, here to talk about some hockey. A lot of stuff has happened since we last made an episode. Life kind of just hit us, guys. I'm going to be totally honest. School started. Work's been crazy. Some family deaths. It's been gnarly. I'm going to be real with you guys. It's been a gnarly, month and a half.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, probably more my fault than Mike's, but it takes two to tango here, so we're a package deal.
Honestly, it's all right. Our two viewers, they're out there.
No one's gonna care, but I mean, when you notice that it's like we're talking about the All-Star game, or like a week before the All-Star game, and then we're gonna jump in about a month and a half, and we're about a month after the All-Star game, which is our next episode, you're gonna be a little confused. But just want to apologize, guys. You know, life happens. Life happens first, and then hockey second. You know, it's just
debatable, but yeah,
it's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. So we got a lot to talk about today. A lot has gone down, obviously, in the time we've been gone. We're going to talk about the Dion Phaneuf trade. That I think was 9-player trade. Holy shit, or 7. And just what direction the Leafs are going with that, and what's next for the Leafs. We're going to talk about the Senators, obviously adding Dion. Rumor that they're going to be adding Jonathan Drouin from Tampa Bay. We're going to talk about the Canucks. Whether or not they're going to rebuild or not, if that decision needs to be made before February 29th. We're going to talk about someone else who just recently came back. My love, Connor McDavid. Fuck the Flyers. Connor's back. He's fucking kicking ass, taking names. We'll get into him later, though. Ducks. Anaheim Ducks. Full turnaround lately. Been playing great. We're going to talk about the Dennis Wideman situation. Obviously we're a little late on that, but we just kind of want to put in our 2 cents. Wayne Simmons, the New York Rangers, World War III also. And then obviously our 3 stars of the month. We're going to make it the month because it's been a goddamn long time. So
we'll have to think about that.
Yeah, we're going to take a long episode to figure it out. I'm sure we'll figure it out to a conclusion. But we got a lot to talk about, guys, so I hope you're in your seats or somewhere and ready to listen because we got some lengthy stuff to talk about. So, Mike, first off, Dion Phaneuf trade to Ottawa. How do you feel? What do you think it means for both teams?
All right. Dion Phaneuf is the most what-if player in the league, in my opinion, because he comes on playing for this Leafs team for so long, heads the captaincy, and this guy isn't technically supposed to be the all-star. He's supposed to be, other than Phil Kessel, he was the Maple Leafs. And everyone thinks he's a trash cone, and then he goes to Ottawa and gets fucking trashed on. I don't remember who it was again.
Zetterberg.
Oh, yes, Zetterberg. And then he scores a goal, and it's just welcome to Ottawa, and all the fans are probably really fucking nervous. But you know what? I think it speaks leaps and bounds for the Leafs management, and that they are actually finally fulfilling their duties at creating this whole rebuild process. And this season is actually looking good for them. They're right where they want to be, right at the bottom 3 in the standings. They got a confident coach, Mike Babcock. I don't remember if you saw the interview, but he pretty much said that he's going to stay this whole fucking contract, and then probably stay a couple more years because we're just going to be winning every year. And then he's going to retire as a 10-time Stanley Cup champion. So the coach is there. He realizes this team's potential as soon as they all come up from the AHL. And that's another thing that's funny to me. Is the team that's on the ice is just on the ice. Steve Dangle, everyone's talking about, this isn't even the Maple Leafs. If you want to see the Maple Leafs, you have to go to the AHL and, watch all their prospects. And that's the actual team that they're, banking on the next couple of years. So, not to get too far into it, but, honestly, as a hockey fan, I really hope Dion Phaneuf does well in Ottawa. It's not cool to see any player go through that big of a fucking turmoil in his career. And then he said he asked or thanked the GM of the Ottawa Senators 3 or 4 times for trading him to Ottawa or get him to come over to Ottawa. The amount of fucking relief in that guy's voice, it's nuts. I cannot imagine how a professional feels to actually come out and say that public statement
if
3 or 4 times. If that's true. 3 or 4 times, Nick. That's a professional player on a professional team.
Kissing the feet.
Wow. That says a lot about Dion Phaneuf.
Now, from what I've heard, is all the teammates from the Toronto Maple Leafs have great things to say about Dion. Dion has had nothing but great things to say about Toronto. But everyone knew he got treated like shit there. Yeah. He was the captain. He was taking the blame. And a lot of the players even said, have you seen the blame that this guy takes? Like the turmoil, the stress, all the shit this guy takes. And they're like, I couldn't do it. They're like 90% of the league couldn't do it, but he did it. So I think you have to respect Dion in that way, and I think they did. The Leafs organization did. I think they treated him well. And you're right, he was the number one defenseman, you could say, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now he's going to Ottawa, where I don't think he's played the same role because they have some kid named Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, it's some random guy.
I don't know who he is. But I heard he's pretty good, and he's like leading almost like all the stats for a defenseman. But anyway.
Although he gets fucking trashed on every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
more of an offensive defenseman. But here you got Dion, who's now taking the secondary role, like a number 2 defenseman, maybe the leader of the second pair kind of deal. It's just, I think it's a good thing. I think he's going to do better in Ottawa. I think it's a better team. I think after last season, the little run they went on, everyone kind of became a fan of Ottawa and was kind of rooting for him. So I could see why Dion is stoked. And obviously a team, no one likes to lose, and being on a team like the Leafs is like the last however many years he's been there. It's been rough. So yeah. I'm sure he's happy to go to a team that's a little more far ahead in the winning direction than the Leafs.
Are they in the playoff picture or are they right under?
I think they're right under. I have no idea. I think they're close. Let me check right now.
Yeah.
I want to say that they're close enough that it could happen. They might be like the bottom spot.
Yeah, I think they're like right out of it, but they're super close. And
just looking on this new NHL app that is complete trash. Just so bad, guys. Let's be real.
And it's pretty NHL TV, the new NHL app. Like the new NHL app is pretty sick in certain ways, but the amount of like it's just not as simple as it needs to be, I feel like. And I don't know. It bothers me, to be honest with you. But honestly, I just wish that we could get like a little Phil Kessel tweet at Dion Phaneuf with like a little like smiley kiss face. Like, how great would that be, dude? Just thanks, Toronto. Thanks for all those trashy years you gave me in my career. And it's just, he was the scapegoat for all these problems. It's just whatever. So are they?
I'm looking it up right now. They are 8 points out of a wild card spot.
Oh my, they're not even close.
They're not too close, but out of the division spot, they're 10 points out of a division spot. So they're not looking scary, great. But I think what this means right now for the Senators is they are saying, hey, we want to be back in playoffs now. They're making a big jump, which I'll lead into the second thing is that rumors have it. Sources are saying that Jonathan Drouin is going to be going to the Ottawa Senators, and they are a front runner in getting him. Obviously, they traded Milan Michalek in this Dion Phaneuf trade. They traded Colin Greening, who wasn't anything he was playing on the team. But, I mean, Michalek was one of their top 9, I guess you could say top 9 forwards. So, and you have Mark Stone, you have Turris, you have Hoffman, you have Bobby Ryan, you have, who am I missing? Zibanejad. So, I think that young forward group, I think Drouin's going to fit really nicely in there if he gets traded there. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what they give up. Do they give up first-round picks? Do they give up defensemen? Maybe whoever Dion took. I mean, they traded Jared Cowan to Toronto, that Dion trade. But does a guy like Cody Ceci or who else? I'm trying to think they have on that team. Patty Weirkosh, guy like that. Does he go to Tampa Bay for Drouin? What do they give up? What does Tampa want at this point? Did the value for Drouin go down because he hasn't been playing? There's so many questions. I think he could fit on the team, though. I think he'll do better in Ottawa than he will in Tampa. Mm-hmm. But it's tough to say. And even with Tampa right now, Stamkos might be gone. Today they released Yzerman. Is that how you say it? No, Yzerman, right?
Yzerman? Yeah.
Yzer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck his name is, Detroit Red Wing great. You know what it is. He said today that they were not going to trade Steven Stamkos before the deadline.
Before.
So
that's a key word.
That could be after, and he could just be saying that to kind of just stir the talks off of him and get the kind of his name out of the news. But are they really a team that wants to lose both guys right now? Obviously, Drouin wants out. And Stamkos wants to make money, and the cap is apparently going down $4 million, which would be huge. Some shit is going to go down, guys. If this is true that it's going to go down $4 million, some shit is going to go down with these teams.
Like, go down as in
like there's going to be
cap?
No. Like, big moves are going to be made because there's so many big contracts, and they were expecting the salary cap to just keep going up. Not too much, but for it to go down $4 million.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going down.
That's what I heard. I might be
wrong. How do you sell, had Kopitar sign?
Well, that was before they knew that. The rumor is, though, that it's going down. This is what I believe. I could be wrong, though, because, like I said, I've been out of it for a while. But
well, that would be nutty.
That'd be crazy. So I don't know. I think the Senators, is it really their time to be a win now team? I don't think so. I think that they still need a lot of things to go down. I think they need better goaltending. Craig Anderson, I think he does a great job, but I don't think he's that elite goaltender that's gonna make some big saves in the playoffs for you and gonna get you to a cup. Obviously, Andrew Hammond was insane last year, the Hamburglar, but this year's been a different story. And they traded Robin Leonard, so it's just them two that are rolling with it. They got Matt O'Connor too, poor Boston guy who just messed up in that college series, but. I mean, they don't have, like, that elite number one goaltender that I'd be confident in every night. I mean, Anderson is there, but he's kind of old, and, I don't think he's that consistent. But you got a defensive line that's better now, especially with Dion. I think that you have a real defensive force to be reckoned with now. I think your offense is decent, and I think if they add a guy like Drouin or maybe another player, that they could be a real contender. But I still don't think that I would put my money on them ever to win a Stanley Cup in this season. Maybe next season, depends what moves are made. But with their team right now, even plus or minus like one second line forward guy like Drouin or someone else, I don't see it. I don't see them going for a cup. So I honestly don't believe in trading a bunch of their future prospects and people that can make their team better on later to better the team now. Because I just don't see it as worth. I don't see them as winning a cup. I could be wrong though. I could be jinxed at all, and they could just sweep everyone in the playoffs and do it. But I don't see it happening. Mike, do you see them winning the cup this year? Even if they add on a lot of players, yeah.
No.
It's gonna, they have to worry about making the playoffs first.
You had fucking Drouin. Like, who is Jonathan Drouin, bro? Like, let's be real here. This kid is trying to pull like the ultimate savage. Like, oh, I'm so fucking good. Like, bro, they played you in like 14 games. I think he had like fucking 6 assists.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's just unhappy with where he is. It doesn't mean that you should trade high for him. Like, this guy hasn't proven shit to you. Like, sure, he could come onto a team and be like a fucking all-star. That is obviously the risk you take. But honestly, who are the Ottawa Senators? Like, they have a lot of things coming to play, and Drouin is just being such a fucking, like a little, like, blue-chip player in this whole key, like, dude, Anaheim was talking about trading for him. Like, all these teams are talking about trading for him. It's like, dude, he could be a bust.
If he hasn't been already, he's a 3rd overall pick. First round,
dude.
3rd overall pick that is barely cracking the NHL. Doesn't matter what team you're on. If you're a 3rd overall pick, you should be an NHL regular. Maybe not by now, but it should be in the talks. And he shouldn't be playing as bad as he was, especially because he's playing guys like Stamkos, and he's playing with guys like Tyler Johnson. So it's tough to say.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, he came on, had like fucking 14 goals in 20 games. Like, this guy started out slow and hasn't shown anything other than his AHL performance. And what was it? I saw the report where, like, he didn't even play for the AHL a couple games. Like, he didn't dress or something.
No, yeah, I don't think he's playing right now.
Yeah, he's not even playing at all.
I don't even think he's playing at all right now. He refused to play until he gets traded.
So, like, I'm not going to...
Which is only hurting his value, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm not going to, like, there's a lot of shit going on in his life. Like, I don't know, maybe the agent's telling him to do it, which I'd probably say fire that agent. But, like, that's just...
the money.
Exactly. It's just, like... It was Josh Ho-Sang is the Islanders... who was the Asian kid for the Islanders that didn't dress that we talked about?
Oh, Ho-Sang, yeah, the guy that overslept. Right?
Yeah, like, it's just all these little things. Like, you don't know if this guy's a good player, but not playing is not the answer, in my opinion. Yeah. Ever. So, to be a 3rd overall and then just do what you're doing, unless you're like, what, is it Lidstrom or
Lindros.
Lindros, dude. It's the hardest name for me to remember for some reason. Anyways, he's trying to pull a fucking
Coming from a Flyers fan, guys, Lindros is the hardest name to remember.
Dude. Because, like,
from a Flyers fan.
Anyways, let's get past that. He's a fucking savage. He's trying to pull exactly the same thing, I feel like.
In a way, yeah. He's saying... He's being a drama queen, honestly. I think that. It's like, you know what? It sucks, but that's your job. Literally, that's what you get paid to do. And that should be your job. Honestly, it sucks, but people play for the Leafs. People are Dion Phaneuf,
Yeah.
So...
like...
Shit could be worse for him, He's lucky to even be there, so...
Like,
that makes me upset. Especially because so many players would kill to be there in the spot he's in. And, just for him to be like, I'm too good for this, then it's kind of fucked. But, I don't know. Anyway...
Drouin, you live your life. I hope everything works out for you.
He could probably just not even go to the Senators. But if the Senators do get him, which I think I could see it happening...
You can see it. I mean, I could definitely see it.
I think he fits, which is why it makes sense. But I don't think Senators are going to be a cup team right now anyway. Maybe they're trying to make it for in a year or two. That's what they're building for. But if they're if the reason they're making all these trades and all these moves right now is to be in a win-now situation... I think they are going to be. They're very mistaken. It's just. I don't think it's a smart move right now. But.
Yeah, definitely not.
Who knows? It's one of those teams that, it's got a choice to make, and you got to figure it out.
Well, exactly. It's like these are the choices that in 5, maybe 10 years will determine how successful they were, right?
Yep.
Like, if you look back in 10 years, 5 years, like, this is the era, this is the moment where, like, these trades are going to be, like, the legacy of the next 5 years for the Senators.
Yep.
So, best luck to all of them. Ducks are going to have the cup 3 years in a row, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Canucks.
Yeah,
that's what you wrote down.
Speaking of another team that is kind of on the edge of what the hell are they going to do?
Yeah, so I don't want to, like, butt in anything, but, like, in my opinion, this is kind of in a scary way. The Canucks, I feel like, are the Ducks in 7-10 years. And, the whole like, Henrik Sedin and Daniel Sedin, there's Getzlaf and Perry. and when they age, it's like, that's where I feel like the Ducks franchise is going to be. And I'm not saying that we don't have a good farm system. Like, we got a lot of good D-men coming up and all that stuff, but it's kind of scary to me because I do see this sort of thing.
Who's the Kessler? Who's the Kessler on Vancouver?
I don't know. On the Ducks?
Well, no.
Kessler, on Vancouver. I know, but, like, is Kessler, like, what? You're saying he's going to get the captaincy when Getzlaf retires? Like, is Kessler still going to be with us?
They're on the same age, but...
That's what I'm saying.
It's just, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being, like, a fucking pessimist. I'm just saying, like, hey, Ducks, let's just be careful for our future.
Yeah, I see that. That's something they could worry about. But Canucks right now are in a situation that, apparently what it is the GM, I think, or some sort of management wants to fully liquidate the team, rebuild, and, just start building for the future right now. Not worry about the playoffs and not worry about any of that, but just worry about rebuilding, making the team better, younger. But apparently ownership or something like that are just not cool with that idea. Because, less wins equals less money. So they're not cool with that right now, and they don't want to do that. Now, if I am a Canucks management, or if I had the decision, if I had to make the pool, I rebuild this team. You're banking on a lot of old guys right now.
Yeah.
And you've got the Sedins, like Mike said, you got the Sedins that are just they're gonna finish as Canucks. There's no way I don't see them finishing anywhere else. But those are your best players right now, and not that I'm taking anything away from those two guys because those two kids are sick. They're not even kids; they're old fucks.
Yeah.
They're amazing guys. The chemistry they have is insane. But is this a team that you can really see winning a cup? Now, maybe 5 years ago, when when every year it was like, are the Canucks gonna win it this year? Because they were a tough team to play. But now look, these are your top 5 players right now for Vancouver. Henrik Sedin. I think they're over 30, right? He's in their 30s. You got Daniel Sedin in their 30s. You've got Ryan Miller is your number 1 goaltender. He is old, and he is getting injured, and he is not the same Ryan Miller that played for Buffalo. So, that's your number 1 goalie. And again, not taking away from Ryan Miller, but you get what I'm saying. That's your number 1. And your backups and your young guys, there's nothing coming up that I know of. I mean, Markstrom's pretty good, but you don't have anyone else coming up that's going to be your Gibson, that's going to be your Anderson, that's going to be your Malcolm Subban, that's going to be your Vasilevsky. They don't have that. They have Ryan Miller. That's it. And that's it. I mean, you got Alex Edler as your number 1 D-man. And he's injured now, and he's getting up there in age, and he's going to probably want some money soon if he's close to contract, like, renewal, which I don't know if he is or not, because I don't give a shit about the Canucks. But then also, though, you got, I'm trying to think, Burrows. Just fucking Burrows. Like, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
If Alexander Burrows is in your top 5, like,
there might be something wrong.
Yeah, maybe that should be the pitch they should go with the rebuild. Like, hey guys, you know who one of our top 5 players is? Alexander Burrows. And I'd be like, yeah, okay, it's time to rebuild, guys. I mean, obviously you got guys like Jake Virtanen, Hunter Shiroknik, I think is how you say it.
I've never heard of him, unfortunately.
You've got McCabe, who's been playing well this year. You've got Lyndon Vaylish, got Emerson Edom from New York.
Oh yeah, they did, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's just like, it's not a team that's going anywhere. Same thing as Ottawa. Like, do you really see them winning a cup? Are you really scared they're going to win a cup? Even if they made some moves right now to add on 1 or 2 players, like, I don't think it's enough right now for this team. So, this is what you do. You trade Edler. You trade Miller. You trade Burrows, if anyone wants him. You trade Jannik Hansen. You trade, who else do they have? Tanev. You trade whatever you can to start rebuilding for the future. Start getting more picks, because they're they're at that time. You know, no one ever wants to say that this is the end, but this is the end for Vancouver. So I think it sucks. It's like breaking up with a girlfriend that you've had for a long time. You know, like it's just like it sucks, but it's got to do it. So
it's like a Band-Aid. You just
yeah,
gotta rip it off. But I don't know. It's just honestly, I do feel bad for the Sedins. It just. If I had to be honest, like a sentiment of this season in particular, they're like the bad version of the fucking Florida Panthers. Like they have the potential to be a really good team. They have this leadership coming from the brothers. They have this kind of little bit of a young depth, not much, but you know enough to build on. But they're just going nowhere. They're just so stuck in the mud. It's like they just need to rebuild.
Stuck in the mud division.
Yeah, they literally are stuck in the mud, dude.
The lightweights.
Conor McGregor, not Connor McDavid. I don't know. We'll see what happens to them, but I didn't have much to say on this because honestly, the Canucks aren't a team that really interests me right now. But Nick wanted to talk about it, and that's just how I feel. I just feel like they don't.
That's just like honestly, like that's such a big deal. Like everyone talks about it, like it's nothing. To honestly just say like, hey guys, we're gonna suck on purpose, and we know we're winning games right now, but we don't want to do that. So hey, we want to suck for like a few years, but in like 5 or 6, we're gonna be like back at it, kicking ass, taking names. So that's like a big thing to do, and that's why I think it's big news that they're even talking about it. I think everyone knew that the time was gonna have to come, but like I said,
yeah, Los Angeles Lakers. So
yeah, so
literally,
Kobe raped someone.
I miss you, Kobe.
So, anyway,
all right.
So just Canucks, do it. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. All right, guys. So
it's gonna be a sad question, Nick, but the Sedins never won a cup, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, they never did. That's why I'm really sad for them.
Are you though?
I am.
Do you honestly like look at them and just be like, I wish they had a cup?
Well, I mean, dude, you think about it. These guys are gonna be they're gonna be in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Probably.
And their name is not on the fucking Stanley Cup.
But honestly, I'd rather see guys like Jerome McGinley win a cup. I'd rather see guys like I don't know who else. Connor McDavid. I'm just kidding. He'll win a few.
If he doesn't, that'll be the biggest. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
But it's just like I want to see guys like Jerome McGinley win a cup. Who are some other guys? I'm trying to think who hasn't won one. Jeez.
But that's kind of just an example for life, dude. It's like when the chance is there, you have to fucking go for it. Because they went to Game 7 against the Boston Bruins. And, was it Thompson, the goalie, just beat Roberto Luongo. Like, that is literally the point of life, is when you get a chance and you think it's there, you have to fucking go for it, man. Like, the fucking Sedins are the prime example. And it's not like they aren't great players. I'm not dissing them in that regard, but they lost, and the Bruins won, and now look where they're at. You know, it's just...
Yeah.
Life gives you lemons, fucking go for it.
You know what I just thought? How bad do you think Vancouver feels right now that they traded, what's his name? Corey Schneider.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vezina Schneider, dude.
That could be a whole different ball game right now. Like, let's just say they just swap Miller and Schneider. Miller's on New Jersey, Schneider's on Vancouver.
And New Jersey's going up now. Look at that.
Yeah. So.
New Jersey's like, Nick, you thought they were AHL only? Look
yeah,
at that.
I know.
Palmieri turns out to be a fucking 30
Look how much we know, guys.
scorer.
Our first 2 podcasts were like, Devils are shit.
No,
Austin
I
Matthews,
said I believed in them.
Here they come, and then...
I said I believed them. You just said no.
They're still not going to do anything, though.
I think we said... Well, did we suppose... I think we both said the Devils would end last, I guess. But I believed in them. But even though I'm a Flyers fan, it's like, fuck you guys. But, you know. So, McDavid, Nick. Connor McDavid.
Let's
get
back.
to talking about him.
He's back. Guys, honestly, you guys know the love I have. We have. Mostly me, though. I've been waiting for this moment for however many months. It's been 3 months, I think. 2, 3. And it was horrible, guys. And it's just watching the Oilers play like shit. And the Oilers just looked like really bad while he was gone. And it just looked like the team was deflated. But then all of a sudden, he comes back. Columbus Blue Jackets, and I'm like, it's kind of a rough team, a team that, injures a lot of people. They got that John Tortorella mindset. And Connor McDavid says, "Sup, bitches, I'm back," and just undresses the Columbus Blue Jacket defense and just makes them look like fools. Makes them look like minor league kids. They should have just traded everyone on the ice on that play at that point just for a 7th round pick. Because holy smokes, Connor McDavid just told everyone, I'm back, baby. And the Selly on that first goal, honestly, it just made me so happy because you could see like he was just waited so long for that.
It was powerful.
And he was just so pumped and just full of energy about it. I was excited for him. Like I was just so full of energy, and he just goes on to play a great game. And he has been nuts ever since. I think he's averaging more than a point a game. Obviously, 5.9 against Toronto. Yeah, it's Toronto, and it's probably one of the worst Toronto teams of the season. With no Dion, obviously a lot of injuries, Tyler Bozak, all that stuff. But just holy shit, Connor is back. He is silencing the haters. Like, oh, he's not gonna be the same. He's gonna be like really just guarded, and he's not gonna play. He's going out there. He literally did the same play on that Columbus game, the same play that put him into the boards with broken collarbone. He did the same thing, scored, and just. He just did it. He's done everything perfect so far. I mean, obviously, Oilers haven't done everything perfect as a team, but he's back, guys, and he is back. And I honestly think he's making a run at the Calder, if not the Masterson Trophy, as the comeback player of the year. But I think he's gonna do it, guys. I think maybe it's just my heart and it's just my fanboyism, but he's got to have the Calder. Mike, do you think that McDavid, if let's just say he averages 1.5 per game. Let's say he finishes the season with, I think, how many games will he have? Like 40 or 50. Let's just say 45 games.
Wait, no, we only have like 30-something left.
So how many does he... Okay, so let's
We're
just
at like 54 out of, 82?
Yeah, okay, so let's just say he finishes with 55 games. Or is that... How many has he missed? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so he
let's just say...
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just say he finishes with 45 games, he scores 58 points, or he scores 55 points. More than a point a game. Let's say 1.5 per game.
Yeah, that's...
Does he win the Calder? Or do you give it to a guy like Artemi Panarin, Panera Bread, who's just kind of just sitting on the coattails of Patrick Kane? You could say that, and actually that's kind of fucked to say.
Well, no, I don't think Panarin gets it because he's 25.
That's true too. Yeah.
That's why I don't. As much as a beast of a season he's had, and obviously playing with Patrick Kane always helps, but like he's proven that he's a great player too. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, the disparity there is Connor McDavid's with Jordan Eberle, which. Eberle without McDavid is like, With McDavid, he turns into a star. It's like, it's easy to realize that Connor McDavid, I was going to say McGregor, Connor McDavid is the star player. Like, put him up with Taylor Hall in the next couple games.
Put him with anyone.
Put him with anyone. That's like the thing. Like, he will make people shine, and that's the difference between someone like Jordan Eberle and Connor McDavid. Jordan Eberle was a first-rounder, supposedly going to be this beast, and you know what? He's a good player, but Connor McDavid is like Wayne Gretzky, dude. It's just, the comparisons are so real. Like, if he actually does keep up this kind of pace, like, dude, you have a 5-point night, and you just look great, like, yeah, he's obviously going to be in the running. I feel like Dylan Larkin has a really soft spot in my heart, D-boy, D-boss, but, like... Did you ever watch the video? I sent it. I don't know if anyone saw it.
I saw part of it. I think they made it private, but oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah, he has like, it's so funny, dude. He's like literally like a video we would have made 3 years ago of us like playing hockey in our like basement or garage or whatever, and it's just like, it's fucking awesome. He's 16 years old. Fuck yeah.
That's only like 2 years ago is the funny thing.
It's literally 2 years ago. Like, it's us.
Like, we all act like it's like some like 1990 like pixelated video. Like, no, it was like 2 years ago.
Like
probably
like
on
iPhone 4.
Yeah, iPhone 4. Like the flip, not the flip. What is it called? Yeah, the flip cameras. You remember the ones that like you pushed out the little thing, and the USB drive was already in it, and you just plugged it in.
Yep.
Those were my jam.
Like, it was literally like that. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I have that.
Yeah, we have one showing right here.
Anyways,
so. Do you think Dylan Larkin gets it? Do you think Panarin gets it? Do you think...
like I said, I personally would not give it to Panarin.
Panera Bread.
Just because, like I said, he's Patrick Kane and he's 25. I don't think that's really fucking fair. I really don't. Would Panarin see, like, he has probably had the best rookie season, statistically. But he's not a rookie. That's what kills me inside. Like, I don't want it to go to him just for that reason alone. And if I wasn't going to give it to Connor McDavid, if Connor McDavid stays on this pace, then, yeah, probably I would be giving it to Dylan Larkin personally, because he has proven that he has a potential to carry the Red Wings franchise already. Just, like, he's done 6 shots, like, just like Connor McDavid. So, we'll see. Connor McDavid still has plenty of time to prove himself, and so far, so good. I mean, 5.9, that says a lot.
Now, here's the thing, though, Mike. So you said Panarin, you say he's too old, right? And it's because, he was in the KHL. He was tearing it up in the AHL, right? and that's why he's like, oh, he's 25. He's turned it up in the AHL for the last 4 years, or the KHL.
Yeah.
The last 4 years, so it doesn't really count. Now let's say the tables are turned. You bring some random kid from wherever, Canada or from here, and he's just like a career minor leaguer, right? And then just one day he just gets it, right? And just starts tearing it up, and it's this really cool story. But he's 27 or whatever the minimum age is, or the maximum age to consider you a rookie if there is one. I don't know if there.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But let's say he's 26, 27, but he just like worked his ass off his whole life, and in the minors worked his ass off, 7th round pick. But then all of a sudden he comes up as a rookie, his first game's in the NHL, but he's 26 or 27, and he tears it up and has a 90, 100-point season. Does he get Rookie of the Year, or is he too old?
I would say it depends on the other rookies in the league. Like, this is such a different year. That's what I'm saying.
Let's just say in this year.
This year,
it's not Panarin, who was
just
tearing
some other
up
guy
in the
that
KHL.
comes at 27.
Just some random dude who just one day he just gets it and just turns it on. Like a career-long minor leaguer. Yeah. It's a super awesome story how he persevered to the NHL.
Yeah, he's got a fucking great story. Congrats, John Scott. I get it, but it's just like their minds, dude, are 6-7 years older. Like, they are just more mature. Like, you saw Connor McDavid come onto the NHL ice, and his first games he looked nervous, and like he was fucking acclimated to this. Like, this guy's 27. Like, this guy has already kind of lived his life a bit. So if it is this season, I don't know if you can give it to him. I mean, honestly, if he's like really that fucking season, good, if he's that good, come on. Like, if he's got 100 fucking points, maybe we say okay, he's that good, But like I said, it just depends on the grading criteria and like how you actually feel about it, and it depends on the other rookies, right? Like, if the next fucking best rookie's got 40 points, then yeah, probably not. And the 40-point rookie has nothing really to show for himself, just assists and whatever goals, like whatever. Then yeah, probably gonna give it to the All-Star. But I don't know. It really does add a little bit of a twist. And I'm not saying that I disrespect Panarin at all. He's a fucking beast. But how much can we attribute that to Patrick Kane's play? And then again, maybe Panarin's fucking better than Patrick Kane. If you're gonna come at that, maybe he is the All-Star player, and all these passes to Patrick Kane are like why Patrick Kane has had such a great season.
True.
I don't know. You just don't know yet. But we'll see. I haven't seen Panarin play in the other league, so I don't know what he was doing over there.
I'm sure. I mean, the fact that he got a contract from the Blackhawks probably means he's doing all right.
But fucking that is absurd. How many points? I think it's like 50, 60 points, right?
Yeah. I think he's like on that close to a point a game average. So that's just gnarly, guys. Now we're going to move on. Let's go to, one last thing on Connor.
Yeah.
I want him to win it. I think he will.
Okay.
He might get robbed. I think you're right that it might go to Larkin. Even sleeper to. Well, yes, it is. That's Connor McDavid's award. Before he even when they said the Edmonton Oilers were the first round select,
dude.
Connor McDavid, it was good done. It was done.
All right.
And fucking Brandon Manning and the Philadelphia Flyers, they just like to watch the world burn, guys. And just gotta put him in the boards. Just gotta break his collarbone. Guys, like, when he's a Hall of Famer later on, like, imagine he doesn't have that cool thing. Yeah, he won the Calder in his first year, and you know whose fault that is? Brandon Manning's. Brandon Manning got his ass kicked the other day by Patrick Maroon, and he deserved all of it.
So funny.
Career, that's all he'll be known as. I can't stress that enough. And obviously, like, I'm really salty about it. Not ruined my trip, but ruined my chance of getting to see him play live in his first time coming around. Brandon Manning will only be known as forever as the guy who hurt Connor McDavid.
Did Wayne Gretzky win the Calder?
I have no idea.
Well,
probably
doesn't matter.
It probably does. But
if you're a great player, you're a great player.
That would make him. That's what could make him even better than thing. But Brandon Manning, that's all he'll be known as. Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. There's a lot of aggression there. I respect that.
There's so much. I have so much hate.
I respect that passion.
But honestly, though, like, it just makes me mad. And you could say that it was just off balance, just a hockey play. But if it was somewhat on purpose, then
I don't think it was.
But just Brandon Manning, that's all he's gonna be known as.
All right. You settled down there, motherfucker. All right. Anaheim Ducks soaring to with the win to Calgary, 8-1-1 in their last 10. I think it only gets better if you keep going back. I think they're like 13-3-1 or some bullshit. Like, they're killing it right now, having the best 2 months of their season by far. I mean, come on, the first month was fucking. I think they went like 1-9, fucking terrible. And wow, 5 points out of the Kings now, closing in on it. Kings are 4-6. Yeah, I think they're 4-6 in their last 10. I mean, my God, the Anaheim Ducks. That's why you have to be right here. Dedication, because this is a team that is gonna put you through a fucking loop. And if they don't win the cup this year, it's just gonna make me want to kill myself even more. But like, this team came to play in these couple of months, and I'm really happy to say that they are shaping up to be the team we all expected from the beginning. Personally, I have to say, between them and obviously the Washington Capitals, if you watch them play, if there was a power rankings, you have to put the Anaheim Ducks somewhere in the top 3. As of these couple of months, I mean, there's no one that's playing as well as them. There isn't.
They don't think like I think. They don't think.
But anyways, I don't want to ride it too much, but the Anaheim Ducks are killing it, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully they keep it up. Chris Stewart broke his jaw the other night.
Fun.
That fucking sucks.
It's wired shut. That sounds so horrible.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
That's gross. But I also do want to give a shout out to Mike Santorelli for coming into the lineup and having a 2-goal night. Congratulations to him. Way to make a fucking, way to make
a good contract
what's it called?
We got him on, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Under $1 million for that guy. And any center. I mean, he was a guy that got traded in that Cody Franzen deal last year to Nashville from Toronto. And first-round picks were involved. I think seconds or, first-round picks, prospects. Mike Santorelli, because he's playing really well with the Leafs. And, obviously, for some reason he didn't get picked up in free agency, maybe because of his bad play in Nashville. Ducks took a chance on him, gave him a cheap contract, a bargain contract for us. Yeah. And, the last few games he's been getting some goals. I mean, obviously I think he scored his 9th of the year, but, I mean, honestly, for under $1 million, if you have a guy who's going to put up 20, 30 points, maybe score you 10, 15 goals, totally worth. Great pickup.
Very eco-friendly.
Bob Murray magic.
Very eco-friendly.
I love it. Now, speaking of good contracts and good moves, Mike, Ducks, right before all this started, made some moves. You know? We had Carl Hagelin, who everyone was so excited about this year, traded to Pittsburgh. And we had Yuri Sekash, another guy we got last year, that we're super pumped about. Nice little, silky winger, gone for... Honestly, I think the Ducks at this point are going to be trying to be the most hated team.
Well, definitely. And I think Yuri Sekac was very wise, and it almost sounded very pessimistic, and people were being very rude about it, all these fans on forums and stuff. But pretty much after he got traded to Chicago, he made a statement saying that Anaheim, I guess, is just good at this one style. And it really comes down to, we get Perron, Garbutt, and we start going back to the heavy forecheck, big fucking power forward, gritty play. And, whether that's a fucking flaw in Anaheim, as in that we can't play the more finesse style, it just, look, we're 8-1-1. It's literally our style, and if we don't stick by it, we struggle. And I think Yuri Sekac really realized that, and I think Bob Murray realized that, because he even said earlier in the year, we threw some of our bigger guys down the way. We picked up Hagelin. We're kind of going to this fast-paced game that the NHL is turning into. And look, we got nowhere with it. So I'm happy to see them getting back to their roots and really succeeding again. And honestly, I didn't know Garbutt was Rick Nash 2.0. I mean, have you seen this guy snipe in the last couple of games? It's fucking stupid. I mean, literally, it could be Rick Nash out there, and I wouldn't have known if you showed me a highlight, because this guy is killing it. David Perron getting, Nick hates. I don't know where he's at with it.
I'll go into it in a little bit right now.
And I've never really been too knowledgeable of David Perron. He's always he's out there, but he plays a really gritty game, kind of like someone out of Kessler's book, to where he'll get into that fucking crease and he'll make the play. He'll and he plays with Ryan Getzlaf, who I think David Perron is a slower kind of minded guy, and that's why he said, I like playing with Getzlaf because he can slow the game down, and that's something that Getzlaf, being an all-star that you are, can really do, especially with his body and size. You're not trying to be speedy. You're trying to out-maneuver them. Play NHL 16, do any of that, you can outweight your opponent, and just, it's just a style of play that you can learn, and some players really succeed, like David Perron, as we see so far. Took down the Kings. We're taking. I wish we had the Washington Capitals on our schedule to really, and the Dallas Stars, so we can really get there, because we just beat Chicago, and I really think if we can really test our might right now, we can literally propel ourselves to say that we are the number one team in the NHL. But we'll see. Anyways, that's my rant on how good the Ducks are right now. Really happy. Honestly, I'm really fucking happy because it's been a really shitty couple months. And, you know, looking back at the Florida Panthers, Perry getting was his first goal at the last couple seconds of the game, going all the way to that game, and, like, how emotional of a season start that was. My God, you know, it was hard to live for the first few months.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was so tough.
It was the first season as a Ducks fan in the recent memory that I had to think about, what if we don't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I think we all knew that it was going to eventually turn around, but you had that little thought in the back of your head that you didn't want to tell anyone, but you knew that it was there. Now, Mike, of the two deals, which one do you like more? Garbett for Sekash or Perron and Clendening for Hagelin? And Clendening we end up losing to waivers.
Yeah, we didn't. But not that we need him at all.
Could have been an asset we could have moved. I think,
but
obviously,
could have. But
so it's always a bummer to lose people to waivers. Obviously, the Ducks and the waivers have just not gotten along this year at all.
Yeah,
but when your team this good, that's stuff that happens. But
I don't even think Wagner's playing right now. He hasn't scored in a long fucking time.
So, but anyway, so of the two, Garbett for Sekash or Perron and Clendening for Hagelin, which one do you like better and why?
All right, well, I was personally a huge fan of Carl Hagelin. He's one of my favorites because of his speed and his style. But it doesn't fit Anaheim. So far, I think that David Perron was the best because he does fit. And I think out of all the players on our team, he gives us that second, third line depth that we were lacking the first couple months. Because now, this game against the Flames, we're playing the fourth line, and the fourth line's pretty good, you know? I just think that having Getzlaf actually be able to be a really good player on another line without Perry speaks dividends to how far this team can go.
And it's just get to spread the wealth.
Literally, spread the wealth. Look at that, dude. Today we had 6 different people score. Well, 5. Santorelli scored twice, but 5, that's depth, and that's what we are lacking.
Yeah. And you've got 4 full lines in play. I mean, you've got...
and being able to score at all, it's pretty cool.
You've got Getzlaf on a line, you've got Perry on a line, you've got Kessler on a line, and then you've got Cogs on another one, and you've got all these other guys that build this team that are around that, and you've got a solid defensive core, you got some great goaltending in your starter and your backup.
Yeah.
You know, so... It's a scary thing to think. Now,
and Freddie asked, I don't know if Freddie asked or it was I think it was Ducks and Pucks or something. I was scrolling through Facebook and it was it's a good question for Freddie to ask management if he's being traded. It was something like that. And I think this will be the last move we see at the trade deadline is whether the Anaheim Ducks do make the move with the goaltender and which one they do. All signals alert that Freddie is going to be the one that would get the kick first. I've spoken about it, but I like Freddie Anderson more on his consistency level than John Gibson, and potentially we could get more from John Gibson. We could market him off as the all-star with the young age, and he's gonna be this Corey Schneider in a couple of years. But I'm okay with either of them. You know, it scares me because if we make the wrong move here and we gamble and we bring up Khudobin off fucking the AHL, or he's in right now as a backup, and then they just fuck us, Anderson gets hurt or injured, or Gibson gets hurt or injured, it's really scary. And I think with the way we're playing, I'd say hold him now at this point in the season. But
yeah, especially Gibson just got injured the other day.
Exactly.
That's always been my thing with Gibson.
He gets injured.
He's a little injury prone.
It's like Victor Foss, man.
That's the thing, man. Is that something you want to linger around the guy who gets injured a lot, or Freddie Anderson, the guy who can't get a shutout? You know, it's tough, guys. I don't know. I personally also like Freddie better.
You do? Okay.
And I agree with Mike. You get a bigger return out of. I think you're getting a huge return for both.
That's what I'm saying. You could.
But I think Gibson is better. He's on a nice little bridge deal right now that you get to hang out with for another 2 years after this season, and it's just a solid deal either way. Now, I think that was something else I was going to ask. You already answered it before. Are the Ducks going to make another move? Because it's right now, they got this chemistry going. They got this cheese going. Is it time to make a move, or do you just don't? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah. It's tough. Now back on the Perron and Garbett trade. I liked both. I agree that Hagelin wasn't really fit in that gel. I mean, obviously, I think it was right before they traded him. He started playing decently, but. Honestly, that was just a great hockey trade, I think, for both teams, for Philly and
definitely
for the Ducks. Now, here's with the Ducks. We have so many free agents that are about to come upon us, and a bunch of contracts we're going to have to renew. And we had just signed Hagelin to, I think, a 3 or 4 year deal. And that was great. I think it's making 3 or 4, which is a pretty decent bargain. But that was for the old Carl Hagelin that we paid the Carl Hagelin that we had, I don't think anyone was cool with paying him that much money for that long. You get David Perron, who's on a 1-year contract. He's got, I think, like $4 million on that contract, or 4.5, which is kind of like, it's a lot. But now next year, honestly, if you don't want the guy, you don't have to re-sign him, and you can use all that money that you were spending on Hagelin to go use for your Votanens, for your Rakels, Lindholms, anything like that. So
yeah, and oh man, speaking of, you just said his name, Rickard Rakell.
Rick Rakitic.
Will he become the next Bolesky? I think, like, I was thinking about this earlier today when he sniped the fucking another goal today, and it's just like this kid's sniping out of nowhere, and now
gonna break out season.
You know, maybe we see the Maple Leafs go. Like, dude, he's like the Silverberg of this season. Like, everyone thought Silverberg was gonna be sick this season, and he comes and doesn't do much. But Rakell is someone that I'm nervous about too, because I don't know if we'll get him again. I
think they will, because I think as much as he's playing well, I don't think he'll be. He's the kind of guy that will go out and be like, I want this amount of money, blah blah blah. But
we'll see.
You never know. Damn Europeans, you know.
See our little Tyler Toffoli kid. He's our little boy.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's tough, but and then the garbage trade. I just want to touch on both for Yuri Sekac. Another thing, honestly, two players that I didn't like at all, and like the Ducks have from what I've heard, that people don't really like Corey Perry, which is like,
wait, what?
How do you not like Corey Perry? Like, what did he ever do? Just kidding. Corey Perry's like a little pest, and you know he's a little punk, but he's our punk, and that's why we love him so much. That's why he's honestly my favorite player, just because he's such a great player. He's got such great hands, and he makes himself time and space. But just like the dick that he is, that's what makes me love him. Because like I think inside, like deep down, like we're all nice people, but we all have like that little asshole side to us. And like I think I have like a nice little portion of me that's like an asshole. But I feel like Corey Perry has like that same mentality. He's like, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Like I'm sure he just got married. I'm sure he's just a great husband, great dude. But he's just a dick on the ice. But I love it. Like that disrespect to Hossa in the playoffs. He literally just stick lifting, hitting people in the calves. Any chance he gets to just fall on a goalie, he does it. It's awesome. That's what I love about Perry. Now, that's the guy we already have. Kessler, another guy apparently people don't like. Same thing. He's a pest. But he's our pest. But, you know, Kessler's more of like that grind down, like, I'm going to run you all night kind of guy. And, like, that's the guy that you put up with Taze. And, like, you put it against Taze. And he's literally in Taze's ear all night. And just, like, probably just, like, whispering him sweet nothings, you know, in his ear. Like, I'm just going to be nice and easy all game. All right? You're not even going to know it's when it's over. So, he's just... And a lot of people don't like him. I know Vancouver is hating on him a lot, but a lot of teams, Kings obviously too, just don't like him. And because he shuts down those players, but he gets in their heads. He's always in their face. He's not giving them a break all night. And that's just that hated team. Like if you talk about people players that people hate in general, Corey Perry and Ryan Kessler would come up on that list. Another players, you know, maybe not on such a big screen, but something I noticed was David Perron. Now, the thing was, David Perron played for Edmonton before I was an Edmonton fan or anything, but just when we played him in the Pacific, I hated the guy. I didn't like him at all because he was their pest. I don't know if you guys noticed since he played for the Ducks, but he does these little things all the time. Yeah. Like, he's always in people's face. I think the first game against the Kings, he did this thing where he jumped around quick, and as he was running by, he slapped him in the back of the head. But that was the stuff he used to do, and he used to dive a bunch, and I don't know if he's been diving a bunch for our team a lot. I haven't really seen it. Or maybe I just like to pretend that I'm not seeing it. But I remember he was just always diving. He was always just a pest, and I just hated him. And I also like have a theory that you should never trust anyone that wears a tinted visor. It's just something else. So I just never liked him. And obviously he always did well against the Ducks in Edmonton. And I was just like, I didn't never really like him. And then he went to He went to Pittsburgh. And I was just like watching him when we watch him with Sydney and all that. Like, he's all right. But same thing, like he's a pest. I just never liked the guy. And I liked Hagelin, you know, and fans liked him, and they liked the speed. So when I heard about this trade, I was like, like, why? I was really bummed, and I was just because I didn't like the guy. But then it's the same thing. I started to learn that, hey, he's our pest now. He's our jerk now. And he's been tearing it up. And he's playing that Ducks game, that Ducks, like, everybody hates us, but we don't care kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a good fit. And, like, I didn't think I would ever say the day where I'm like, I'm a big David Perron fan, but here I am. Like 5-6 years later from when I was like, oh, dude, fuck this guy. Like,
yeah, because you were someone that, like, I feel like even when I wasn't really doing hockey too much, I was still, like, watching basketball. Like, I feel like I still heard you say I don't like David Perron. Like,
no, literally,
out of nowhere. Like,
literally, like, If you were to ask me,
so
like,
funny.
the last 5 years, like, who are, like, your top 3 players you don't like? And I would, name one, and David Perron would always be on the list. And people would either be like, who the fuck is David Perron? Or they'd be like, why? They're like, I don't get it. But it's just, I see those little things like he does behind the play, and he would get away with calls, he would get away with diving. I just wasn't about it. So, glad he's on our side now. That being said, now I have nothing but good things to say about him. He's still a little pest, like I said, but he's our pest in our little hearts with Corey Perry and just our team. And right after that deal, we trade Yuri Cash for Ryan Garbett. Another guy.
That one, well, yeah, that one.
Especially in the Ducks. Like
that's the play.
I don't know what he's done a lot to other teams, but personally with the Ducks, he does not. There was some bad blood.
He's a name that we knew about. Like, we know Ryan Garbett from the fucking Ducks Stars series 2 years ago. Like, we know.
Him and Roussel are names that you don't forget. And so when I saw that one, it was a shocker. I didn't see that coming. Makes sense, and obviously it's starting to work out too. Like I said, what a shot this guy has.
It's dumb.
It's gnarly, but he has that grit. He has that same thing. But honestly, guys, like all the Ducks need to do is get Brad Marsh on, and we have the most hated team in the NHL. Maybe add Nazem Kadri too. I'm joking. Like, I'm not gonna do that. But if there was like an all-star team of people that were hated, like that would be that team. Like the Ducks have like 4 of those players already. So it's just gnarly, guys. I think the Ducks are taking like that image back. The rough and tough Ducks, they're not to be fucked with, and they've been playing so well lately. Well, I can't even say so well, but they're winning games. They're winning a lot of games. Obviously, there's stuff to improve on every game.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the Columbus game, so I heard they played bad, even though we almost won. We went to overtime, but. Hopefully,
some fan over here.
Well, sorry, school, bro. Anyways, yeah.
So, I know we probably just talked a long time about the Ducks, but
what about Dennis Weidman, Nick?
This is such a crazy situation, to be honest.
Yep.
This guy, he. So, I'm sure you've all heard. Like I said, we've been gone for a while, so this is stuff that's all like fucking old news. Dennis Weidman gets hit in the corner on a play, a little woozy, gets up going back to the bench, linesman is in front of him, boom, knocks him over, kind of a cross check, kind of just like a get off me kind of shrug, goes straight to the bench, super controversial play, gets suspended 20 games, which is one of the longest suspensions in NHL history. So that's just crazy to think that happened to him. Now, he is saying that he was concussed when it happened. I guess the next day they tested him and he wasn't, or they did that day and he said he was fine. And even after the game, he was like, "Oh, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine." But the appeal process has come out, and I think they're in the midst of it right now. That they're trying to get the sentence lowered from 20 games.
It has to be quick too, because
especially because time's running out. So here's the thing, though, with Dennis Weidman. Now, yes, he looked woozy, and yes, he might have not known what was going down, but at the same time, I don't think it had to be as aggressive as it was. It's kind of a rough hit. Like, it wasn't just like, "Excuse me, dude," and like, I know it's a game and stakes are high, but at that point, even going back to the bench, like, who's trying to just nail you right there? Like, like you can kind of just like get out of the way or just kind of like touch him a little bit, bump him a little bit, but he leveled him, and it might just be because the ref had his back to him and was off balance, but it just looked like a nasty hit. And I think the 20 games, here's the thing, even if he was concussed, I think there's nothing really they can do. Because, and especially Bettman right now, because Bettman is the one who's in the whole appeal process. So if he does the 20 games, then everyone's like, well, he has to hear it from Calgary. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, that's like a lot. It's one of our top defensemen. Like, what the hell? And it's like, first off, like, why is Calgary even complaining? Like, you guys have enough defensemen to last. Like, you guys are gonna be fine. Like, they're like, oh, what? We're gonna have to play Dougie Hamilton an extra 5 minutes, or we're gonna have to play like Mark Giordano a little bit extra, or TJ Brody, or like. You'll be fine, okay? But on top of that, now if Bettman does lower the thing, then look how that looks for the officials of just like, wow, you really don't care about us at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because they were literally, if it gets appealed or like really really appealed like down a lot, like they were talking about just like going on fucking strike.
Yeah,
like they were literally that upset. And honestly, I don't mean to sound like a fucking asshole, but like, for all the bad calls and shit that we've had to deal with this season, there's like a little baby part of me that's like, well, there's karma. Like fucking, there you go. There's karma, dude. All you guys fucking up this year, boom, you're done. But on my behalf of the whole thing, like, it is really scary if he was actually that out of it. To be getting to the bench, that out of it, and just fucking hit an official. Like, he didn't see black and white. Like my God, his brain was just so out of it. That's really scary. Honestly, I hope that it doesn't get appealed at all because, like I said, like, it's one guy in the league. It's 20 games. Your team's nowhere near a shot at getting the playoffs, really. Like, honestly, they're like 10 points under? Like, I don't know. I think that team has a lot of problems they need to figure out on the side. And Dennis Weidman is not going to be the answer. You know, getting him back is not going to get you into the playoffs. And honestly, like I said, as one player, serve your 20 games. You fucked up. You know, maybe if your head's that bad in shape, then, like, maybe you need 20 games to chill out.
Yeah.
Like that was a bad hit, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was really fucking rough. You know, but like I said, I feel it for both sides. I hope he wasn't actually that injured, and I hope the ref isn't injured. And honestly, if they go on strike, then boom, then we go into a lockout possibly, and no one wants that. So
I'm sure they'll find jobs for people, for someone to fill in.
No more Tim Peel, but we got
the thing that I see here is because, okay, so what I believe is the process, I'm not 100%, so I might be wrong, but so they appeal it to Bettman, and Bettman can say yes or no, and if that doesn't happen, then it goes to an arbitrator who, like, is not, like, affiliated with the league at all, but it's just like a general arbitrator, and they'll decide. So what I heard is what might happen is that Bettman's going to be like, I can't do anything, but we'll see what the arbitrator says, and the arbitrator might move it down. So then kind of looks like the blood isn't on the hands of Bettman, and Bettman's looking at the officials like, I did what I could, guys, you know?
Yeah.
But it's tough. Now, I feel like, yeah, I agree with you that it's like, does it really matter, guys? Like, just,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's not
maybe just give him his salary, you know? Like, I think it's because it's 20 games unpaid. I mean, like, maybe just give the dude his money.
Yeah.
You know, but
that would make more sense.
But, like, does it really matter if he plays? Like, just swallow the pill and just do it. Because, like I said, it's bigger than Dennis Weidman. It's about the officials and how the league treats them and all that. Because, like, the way I was thinking about it today, actually, so I was thinking about, we were going to talk about it, was, imagine you were at work. Because me and Mike are now coworkers. That's just weird. But
just kidding.
But imagine, like, you were at your work and someone, like a guest, just did something to you that was horrible, right? And everyone was there watching it, and, you know, there's nothing you can do because as you know, as a worker, you have to do your job, and that's all you can do. You can't, like, let's just say a guest is being completely horrible to you, is physically harming you, you know, throwing stuff at you, saying stuff to you, and all of your management, all of your coworkers sit there and do nothing. Because that's what you're taught to do. Especially in the service industry, in the restaurant industry, you're learned to, like, hey, you know what, people are going to suck, and people are going to treat you like shit, but you have to sit there, smile on your face, or not even a smile, you just got to nod your head and be like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, whatever. But at that point, if someone was doing something to you that was wrong, and, like, let's just say, like, I want to say that, like, being drunk would make sense as, like, a thing that they were out of it, because you could say, like, he was concussed, they were drunk, but then at the same time, them being drunk was, like, their own fault, not, like, Weidman, that he didn't have the choice. But let's just say that, like, let's just say they're intoxicated, so it's not what is really on the inside for them, and they're like, oh, but if your work didn't do anything, you'd probably be pissed. You'd be like, yo, where the fuck were you guys right there when I needed you guys? I needed help. I was getting physically harmed. I was getting, like, verbally abused. Like, where were you guys? You'd be pissed. And then if they didn't do anything about it, if they're like, you know what, guys, like, we're gonna let him finish his dinner and we're gonna comp his meal, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here, like, you know, like, what are you doing? So what I would want them to do is I would want them to give him the hammer. I would want them to kick him out. I would want them to tell him to never come back, you know, blah blah blah, you know, for 20 days or maybe 15 days.
But 20 days.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime ban, bro.
So What I'm saying, though, is, like, you would be pissed if your employer wasn't sticking up for you, and it's not worth getting that one customer back, or in the NHL's case, this one player back to piss off your whole other staff, you know? It's just, but you would be pissed too, and you wouldn't want anything, you wouldn't want the guy to get off easy, you know, and you would want your management to do something for you. So, because, like I said, if they didn't do anything, you'd be like, dude, fuck this place, like, I don't want to work here.
Yeah.
So, that's the way the NHL has to look at it, I think. And I think that's someone that working class people, that probably the people that are listening to this are. And I'm sure.
So they understand. Yeah.
I'm sure we have some restaurant workers in the building here, so they'll get that too. But it's
That's
just
for you, Sammy, our third fan. That's for you.
So it's tough, guys. But that's the way the NHL has to do it. Honestly, I could see it getting appealed maybe down to like 15 games through the arbitrator. But honestly, I think
that's like it doesn't fucking matter. Like 15 to 20 games, it's just Weidman.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
It's an extra 5 games to keep the officials happy and maybe blow less calls, and then there we go.
Yeah.
But
fuck that. Honestly, Weidman's not a big deal. Just chill. 20 games isn't gonna kill you.
Yeah.
All right. So Simmons and the Rangers. Tons of fun there. A lot of drama.
Some more animosity and more heavy hits, huh?
Yep. So Wayne Simmons gets forechecked, or I believe it's forechecked in the head from Ryan McDonough. Cross-check, sorry. Cross-check. In the head by Ryan McDonough. Then he comes over and just starts landing blows on him. Gives Ryan McDonough a concussion.
From a Conor McGregor, left-hand hook.
Yeah, right
Boom.
in the face.
By the way, if you've gotten any of the Conor McGregor, quotes and little tidbits we've done in this show, you're the real MVP. And
pressure creates diamonds.
you know he's going to win. We don't sleep, we wait, guys. So we're not here to take part. We're here to take over. So you know how that goes.
Anyways,
So Simmons... boom, left hand, knocks him out, knocks him down.
Boom.
He gets 20 minutes of penalty minutes, which is great for my fantasy team. Shout out to the fantasy league, by the way. It's been a crazy few weeks actually lately in the fantasy league.
Not at all.
Well, not at all, but I just mean standing wise. Shout out to Ryan. I think he's still chilling in 5th or 6th. If you made it this far, bud. I like that call out you gave me on coming to 4th, but.
More like
yeah, but here you are fighting to stay out of the bottom 2. So, just kidding. We love you, Ryan. We love the rest of the league, even though no one talks to us and no one wants to make trades. But we'll see. Got a trade deadline coming up.
Ryan Kessler for Stasny is never gonna happen. I mean,
guys,
why is he on the free agency? Dude?
The trade rape that has gone down in our league, we could probably do a whole 2-hour episode on. I think the worst one. Shout out to my man Ryan on this one too. Mark Stone for Sidney Crosby.
Oh my god.
I think it was Mark Stone, Sidney Crosby, and I think it was Alex Edler for Victor Hedman when he was hurt. Might have been someone else. I think it was someone else. I don't think it was Hedman. But I was just pretty much essentially Sidney Crosby for Mark Stone, straight up.
I love you, Ryan, but
come on.
There's a reason I'm in first, 10-point lead.
I'm coming.
It's because I'm not retarded. It's I understand the I don't know if everyone thinks I'm actually just fucking stupid.
Well, you kind of.
And I know I have some times where my logic may be a little off, and maybe that's where you're trying to catch me. Is when my logic's off.
You are a Flyers fan, so.
Oh yeah.
Mike still thinks that the Flyers are a playoff team right
now. Well, I'm happy to see Ghost do well, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, come on. That's just the Paul Stastny for Ryan Kessler. You know what I gave up for Ryan Kessler? Actually, I won that because I gave up Martin Hansel and who's the guy that plays with Subban? I totally
Markov.
forgot. I got with Markov and them. And who would have thought the Canadians would have their worst season ever? And Martin Hansel, well, I knew he would get injured.
That's a whole other thing. We know we should talk about that next after the Canadian. But anyway, okay, let's get back on topic. Shout out to the league, like I said. Simmons and Garbett. Simmons and McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons, nice little left punch in the jaw in the soft spot, knocks him out. 20 minutes. Holy shit. And after the game, dude, the Rangers were fired up. Because, obviously, McDonough's out with the concussion. Is he still out?
He's still out. He's week to week.
He's still out.
He's about to be in, contact soon.
Simmons is gnarly.
That hurt my fantasy team a little bit. That kind of, I was like, Simmons, of all people.
Simmons is a savage. But typical Flyers, guys, hurting, really big players on really big teams. So, Flyers are dirty.
And Nash is still out.
Hate the Flyers. Okay, so Simmons, the animosity that this built up was on, there was so much hatred. Multiple guys calling out Simmons, saying, and they played, last night? It was, a week and a half after it happened.
And the coach.
Everyone was saying, Simmons, we're coming, and you're gonna pay. And if I'm Simmons, I don't know if I'm actually really scared that something's gonna happen.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares, but
I don't think Wayne Simmons.
Someone could do something stupid like Brandon Manning, you know? Or no, Brandon Manning's on the Flyers, JK.
No, he's safe.
Yeah, so
and Zach Ronaldo's on Boston, so we're good.
Yeah, so I mean it's like tough, but I mean, just like because you see things like Bertuzzi. Remember Bertuzzi on Moore? Man. The only reason that really kind of happened was because he took out Naslin. And Steve Moore took out Naslin. And then Bertuzzi was like, you know what? Just because of that, I'm going to break your neck. And I mean, he didn't do it on purpose, obviously. That's savage to say.
Who did he fight? McElrath? Or
No. Wait, you mean Simmons? I think it was McElrath.
I think it was McElrath.
So it's like someone who's irrelevant. Which is like the same thing, though. But it's like, dude, some irrelevant guy could literally end his career. And...
But the thing is, like, someone could end it. Did he win the fight? Fuck, I didn't actually watch this game. I
didn't watch the fight either. But I know what happened. We're great at doing it.
But if Wayne Simmons actually beat the shit out of him,
why don't you pull it up right now? Let's see. We'll have the audio.
If Wayne Simmons goes and just beats the fuck out of him.
But anyway, like, the whole team had him called out the whole time, and they just said, it's going to go down, and you heard our captain, so, you know, like, going to cut him off at the head, and... We'll see. We're looking it up right now. That's just, guys, this is scary, honestly. Let me see if I can find it on here. Yeah. But just to have like someone actually call you out, like there was more buzz around what was gonna happen with Wayne Simmons and the rest of this team than there was with.
Well, freaking even the coach was really, really fired up that there was no suspension.
But I mean, honestly, that was a hockey play. He threw a punch with the glove on, yeah, and you could argue that it's a sucker punch, but. It was just like any other thing, and he just hit him. He hit him in the soft spot.
We found a fan video, so sorry for the audio. We're just gonna do this because fuck everyone.
Is that another one?
This is it. No, it's Tommy. This is such a fan video. That's why I like it. It's like in the stands. Oh man.
Simmons is winning so far. Landed 2 good rights.
Oh, that kid.
Mickelrath's a good big guy though.
Well, I mean, there's nothing. Oh my god, that's another quick one.
What if it just doesn't like nothing even happens on the side?
There's a big. There's a big right.
It's a big.
Oh!
Simmons got him. Simmons got. Oh, they both got each other good right there. Oh.
I think. Well, Simmons winning so far. McElrath is huge though. Like, what are you
big
gonna
guy.
do?
Oh, got a good left there.
Oh, there it is.
But I think Simmons knew this was gonna happen. This happened really early in the game too. I just remember I saw first period. Simmons it already happened, but It's even. I would say it looks like it's gonna go to decision right here. Oh, good hit there. Yeah. So refs break it up. No one gets a takedown or a knockout. I say decision goes to Simmons, but it's close. It was close, but they knew it was gonna happen, and I think Tanner Glass called him out too. But it's just like so much animosity over this hit, and.
Some good old Rangers-Flyers rivalry going on.
So, I mean, that's going to make for some more fun games. But Wayne Simmons, you know, maybe another guy that gets traded at the deadline.
Yeah, talks definitely. Well, I mean, you were telling me fucking 30 games ago that Simmons was going to be a Canadian. And I was like, settle the fuck down,
There's rumors.
So, if I'm Hextall, honestly, I think he's one of the best GMs in the league. As of right now, the last couple of years, he's been doing really good with the whole... low-key rebuild, getting those added pieces going, getting that defensive core from the draft.
Making a high-key rebuild
now. No, not at all. But just maybe Wayne Simmons is the answer to a trade. But you better fucking know what you're trading for, because if anything, if there's someone I'm trading for the Flyers, it's Couturier and R.J. Umberger, without a fucking doubt, R.J. Umberger.
But no one wants R.J.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a terrible season. Seasons, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we got rid of Hartnell. That kills me inside. But yeah, I'm saying, like, if you're gonna get rid of Simmons, you gotta be fucking careful, because then that's when your core starts breaking apart. Because right now we got Drew Simmons and Voracek, and like that's the main trio up front. And the fact that it took that long to that first line, that power line going. They didn't even get to pair together until like 20 games ago. It's just that was a little much to coaching problem there. But honestly, the coach is looking a lot better as it continues, and hopefully they continue to do well. Ghost Bear actually getting that rookie point streak up to 8 games now, or 9 games. Sets that record. Yeah.
Gnarly.
Rookie defenseman. Was it of the league? I'm pretty sure it was of the league, not just the Flyers.
No, I think it's just Flyers. I think he's got like 5 more for him.
Okay. Honestly, he's been playing well, and we already talked about this kid. Or I don't know if we did, but when we saw him and we went to the Flyers Ducks game, like this kid is
really good.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So hopefully he continues to do well for the Flyers' sake.
And hopefully Simmons doesn't get jumped in the parking lot somewhere in New York, because...
Yeah, and I was talking about oh my god, I keep saying Rangers instead of Flyers. When those Flyers Ducks, and then I was showing Nick, like, he took a couple cheap shots at Hampus Lindholm. Like, Simmons has been really fired up lately, and it's kind of nuts. I wonder if they need to do a drug test or something. I don't know, but it's kind of scary. He's very, very animal. Like,
well, I think that's the kind of player he is. He's
yeah, but he's always pretty tame, dude. He's pretty tame a lot of the time.
Yeah, but you play for a shit team like Philly for so long, it just builds up, guys, and it just...
Well, he said he liked Philly better than LA, and that's documented in the video.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Anyways.
Like, what is he even supposed to say? I don't even think in that situation he can be like, oh, like, LA was better, guys, but like, I'm happy to be here. Like, yeah. I don't know. But, alright. You just brought something up which wasn't on our list, but I think we should talk about it. The Montreal Canadiens, guys.
Oh, yeah, dude. We have to talk about this. So, Nick's second overall, Carey Price, goes down for the season, takes his fantasy chance of winning.
Potentially out for the season. I still have hope, guys.
It's too bad. You should have literally traded him 2 weeks ago just for something. And then I get someone else stuck with the untradeable fucking...
Yeah, because I can't drop him. He's like undroppable.
Yeah, undroppable.
Because he's a beast. So I'm stuck with him forever. But I think that's okay. Well, I'm not going to release why. I think it's okay.
It's not okay.
Well, it's okay for my team, but we'll see. Anyway.
Why?
No, I'm not gonna put that out there right now.
Why? You're not gonna hold him?
Keep it on the down low. No, I'm gonna keep him. No, but I'm saying it might be a good thing that I keep him.
No, I'm saying you're gonna keep him for next year?
No. I'm not gonna make him my keeper pick.
Him.
I
know what you're talking. You told me about. Okay, so, anyways.
Montreal, crazy stuff's been happening. So they go on probably one of the worst losing streaks and like the worst set of games they've probably had in the last few seasons, and everyone's looking at him like, what the hell's happening to this team that started off as the best team in the NHL the first few months is now might not make the playoffs, and
probably not.
A lot of questions got brought up. Well, maybe it's good that we don't win it this year, especially with Carey Price now being out. It's like, hey, you know what, maybe do we get a top 10, top 15 pick, come back next year even stronger? Do we start a mini rebuild? The biggest thing that I think they need to do, and they won't, is fire Michel Therrien. I've heard nothing but bad reviews and bad stories about Michel Therrien. Players hate him. Players refuse to play there. He's just such a tough coach, and I think it's shown that it's not working. And they had the chance. They had more than enough to be like, hey, you're fired. Obviously, Mike Yeo just got fired from Minnesota. Something else we didn't talk about. We'll get you know what? That's something else we're gonna add right after this. But anyway. They have the chance to do it, and instead of firing him, Marc Bergevin, the GM of the Montreal Canadiens, comes out and says, hey, we're not going to fire him. We're going to give him the rest of the season.
We're not going to kill you yet. That's
just going to hurt you really bad. So,
what's that from?
I think it's from Suicide Squad, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what
I might be wrong. Here's my issue with that. They should have fired him, because now... Technically, anything could happen. They could shit the bed all season for the rest of the season, and he's safe. And if you're Bergevin, like I think they're like buddy, and they're pretty close, which is why he went out and said that. But if your ownership, and you're Bergevin, you have to look at it as if it's not Therrien, dude, it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna look at it as like, sure, we didn't have Carey Price, but without Carey Price, is that our team? You know?
Yeah, dude, but there's no way, dude. Like, this team has PK Subban, Max Pacioretty, a fired-up Thomas Plekanec, who was on a bit of a downward, as a whole team was a downward spiral. But, like, this team does not need to be doing bad and to go, 13-1 in their first 14 games, having this one of the best starts in NHL history. You cannot miss the playoffs with that kind of start. That's like Columbus Blue Jackets making the playoffs. Like, there are two things that can't happen, and now
it looks like one is.
One is happening. Yeah, like Canadians, I really don't think they're going to make the playoffs now.
Me and Mike both had them as going to the Stanley Cup or at least the Eastern Conference final.
Even what was it? EA Sports, where when they made their NHL 16, it was Ducks versus Canadians in the finals. Ducks winning the cup, but like, dude, Canadians aren't even going to make it. And honestly, if you have to say that your team relies that much on it, oh no, it's over. Anyways, if you had to say the team relies that much on the goaltender, there's way bigger problems there's way bigger problems to look into. So that's really sad. I mean, come on, PK Subban. Like, what are you doing out there, man? Like,
he's been playing. I think he's probably been their best.
He
player.
has actually been really well, but it's just
as a team.
It's terrible.
So I think they need to fire the coach. Yeah. That's my best solution, I think, for that team. But Bergevin might have just cost himself a job by hanging on to Michel Therrien for a little bit longer. I think it's time for them to go. Obviously, I think they've been playing better like the last 5 games. I think they've won like 2 or 3.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Let me check.
Okay.
Back to the bad NHL app. But do you think that maybe that they should just take a mini rebuild this year? Maybe get some prospects.
Definitely not mini rebuild. Like, let's not even say the name
What
rebuild.
I mean by like mini rebuild is permanently shut down Carey Price, no doubts at all.
Yeah.
Right now, by the way, guys, they're losing 6-2 to Arizona, the Canadiens.
Are they really?
They have 18 shots on goal in the third period. 6 goals on 23 shots for the Coyotes.
Oh my god. Dude.
Rip.
That's terrible.
Okay, but before that, let's see how they were doing. So we had they beat. Or did they?
Oh my god.
Oh no, they lost the Sabres. And they.
Oh yeah, such a tank.
Let's see.
Except when Kessler breaks his leg.
Wow,
the Wild might actually pick one up against Vancouver tonight.
We'll see that. They beat Tampa. Montreal, so that was a big game for them.
Oh.
And they beat the Carolina Hurricanes, and they beat the Oilers. So they've won 3 of their last 6. So they're still at 500 hockey. But obviously getting shit on by Arizona right now. So maybe it's time for them to go. Maybe. And what I mean by mini rebuild, that means your guys that your depth guys that are on a 1-year contract that are here, like your David Perrons, your guys that are here for a year, your Tomas Fleischmann's there, your Torrey Mitchells, you guys like that. Obviously, you're not going to be moving any Gallaghers, any Pacioretty, Subban, nothing like that. But maybe you kind of rid of some of your bottom 6 guys, maybe some bottom defenseman guys, and get a few picks this year. Get some youth flowing in that team, some good draft picks, because we all know they haven't had any like top draft picks in a while. I think they had 1 that they traded for. I think they got like Jacob De La Rose. Might be wrong. But I'm just crazy. I think they need to do it though. I think this is the year that they need to be like, hey, we're not gonna win it. We're not gonna win a cup with Michael Condon or with Ben Scrivens. Like, we're not. And the way we're playing, we're not gonna win it. I think what they should do, honestly, leave Michel Therrien for the year, but start trading your bottom guys. Start building up for a really good draft. Have a really good draft. Fire Michel Therrien. Start fresh. Use those big key players you have. Use your Paciorettys, your Subbans, your Gallaghers, your Plekanec, your Galchenyuks, and go.
I was gonna say they already have like the 4 that they need though. Like, this team is pretty stacked. If you look at it, like, this team shouldn't be doing this bad, and that's why I feel like there's a bigger problem, because there's no. This is like they've turned to the Anaheim Ducks from the beginning of the season. So I don't. It's mind-boggling to me, man. It's pretty sad. Anyways,
and Minnesota too.
So let's Minnesota lost 13 of 14. Wow. Not only did they just give Colorado their playoff spot, they made Colorado a potential Colorado is probably going to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs now, and now the Wild are just struggling to keep their head above water.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, just like that. And this was a team going into it. No one really expected them to be the best team in the league or anything, but they should have been a good team. And what are they, even on over 500 right now? I think they're like 1 game under, maybe they're 1 game over.
Back to the NHL.
NHL
guys, I hate
shit,
this
dude.
NHL app, guys. I'm gonna be real. The new website, the new app, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, and they totally threw it. When was it that they did that? Was it the new year?
Like a month ago.
Yeah. I just remember they're like, oh yeah, we're going to be rolling out this new NHL stuff.
All
like,
low-key.
Oh, no.
They are...
I already got a email saying that.
They are 23...
Oh, so they're negative, right?
No, they're 23, 22, and 10. So technically,
1 game over.
They have 23 losses, or 32 losses in total, including overtime. 23 wins. They have 56 points.
Yeah. And it's Colorado at 60.
Let's see. Going to divisions. Apple load. Let's see.
Although
the Central. Wow, they're both out of a spot. It's actually right now your top 3. You got in the Central. You have Dallas, Chicago, and St. Louis.
Yeah.
But let's go to the wild card.
Wild card. I think they're second wild card. Yeah, obviously the 3 powerhouse teams. I mean, honestly, I haven't even been able to watch much St. Louis. Like, I don't. Is Tarasenko hasn't even been like scoring lately, has he, dude?
Nope. And for the wild card, yeah, you got Nashville and Colorado.
Yeah.
Minnesota's out 6 points.
Yep, just like that. A team that should have been in it, was in it this whole first half, is just gone now.
Yep. And Mike Yeo lost his job because of it. From what I've heard, though, they obviously Minnesota's had some streaks. They've had some bad playoff play. I think Mike Yeo, they gave him as much leash as they could. Had to cut it, though. I think they had to see it coming. I think he had to see it coming, too. I don't know if it's him being the coach, if it's players' drive, what the deal is in that locker room. Obviously, he sat Thomas Vanek and who else was it? Vanek and...
I didn't hear about this. He sat people?
He scratched Vanek and someone else. And then Vanek went out and said afterwards that he said... They asked him after they fired him what he thought about it, or if he had talked to talked to Mike Yeo after after he got fired, and he said, "I haven't talked to Mike since he scratched me in New York like a week ago." So that's the kind of place that the locker room right now is.
That's cancerous.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Let me check right now who else was scratched with him. I want to say it was someone big, like it wasn't like a no name.
What scares me to even think about...
Oh, Vanek and Jason Zucker, who's one of their top 6-2 guys.
Yeah.
So that's 2 big guys for Mike Yeo to sit. Maybe it was to send a message. Maybe it's just because Mike Yeo's an idiot. I really don't know because I'm not watching it under a telescope.
And I never saw him as an idiot. I thought Mike Yeo
because Minnesota was just so good.
Yeah,
but he was a guy he's a young coach. I think he was like in his 30s. Like he had some players that are probably close to his age. But people always kind of gave him not contradicting him, but they made it like a controversial thing that he was the coach, and they kind of doubted him. They questioned him, and for the most part, he silenced the haters. Like I said, they've had some bad streaks. They've had times where they could have fired him, and no one would be like, "Oh, why?" They could have. They had enough reason to before, and obviously, I think this was just the last straw for them, and they don't want to miss the playoffs this year, so they're going for it. Man, this has been a crazy year of just like teams
I was gonna say.
Teams that were supposed to be bad that are good, and teams that are supposed to be good that are bad.
And even more food for thought, really, really intense is, what if we had fired Bruce Boudreau, like, earlier on this season? Like, dude, think about it. When, like, you don't even hear about it anymore, because the Ducks are playing well, no one's saying shit, all the haters are gone, Ryan Getzlaf, no one's saying to get rid of the C. It's like, dude, pressure creates diamonds. Like, look at that. I mean, obviously... I don't think the Ducks ever went 13 for 14 this season. It never got that bad, but we were pretty close to firing Bruce Boudreau. I gotta say, they were getting down to the wire.
Yep.
And so now we'll see if the Wild trading their coach. Now this is kind of a cool thing for Anaheim Ducks fans is now we get to see if trading or firing their coach is the answer. Because right now they won their first game with a new coach. They're 3-1 right now. Let's see where the momentum carries, and let's see if that's really the answer.
It's a tough time to fire a coach right now, too, guys, because there's not a lot on the market. Yeah. Your best, obviously, you see a lot of guys that are going with their minor league affiliate as an interim or just in the meantime, but honestly, guys, like, from what I know of the coaches available, Randy Carlyle is your top free agent. And, before John Tortorella was. Now, if anyone would have been, like, I don't think anyone at the beginning of the season would have been, I hope John Tortorella could be our coach. Like, no one. And I think Bruce Boudreau is a great coach. He did good things in Washington. He did good things here. I didn't think he should have gotten fired, and I'm glad he didn't. And I think everyone is kind of in Anaheim. Anyone that said any bad things about trading people or firing people kind of feel bad now and probably kind of feel dumb. Yeah. But that's what they get.
Exactly.
So, we'll see, guys. Honestly, Minnesota, I think... Oh, okay. Here's a good one. Of the 2 teams, Minnesota and Montreal, who makes it? Both? One? Neither?
Thinking divisionally, I would say the Canadiens have the best shot, obviously, because it's not the fucking hardest division in the league. But I think the team that will make it will be the Wild. And the sad thing is, dude, the one, like, playoff series that I wanted to watch, like a revamped version of it, like this year, would be a Wild versus Colorado, or Wild versus Avalanche that we got, 2 or 3 years ago now? I think we were seniors. That was a really good series in the playoffs.
Yeah. I also want to
really
see. I want to
that
see the
one.
Wild and St. Louis go at it again, though. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, Wild St. Louis was pretty boring for me personally. Just because I don't really care to watch the Blues in the playoffs. More like
Does anybody
the
though?
lose.
Does anybody?
Yeah, the Blues lose. But so yeah, if anything, I think the Canadians aren't gonna make it, which is fucking stupid. It's absolutely fucking stupid. Obviously, Carey Price got injured. Fucking that sucks, but still. And now that's the thing. If they do make it to the playoffs, do they say, "All right, Carey, get the fuck back in. We made it."
Yep.
Is that literally what happens now? And then Carey comes to the playoffs rusty and just fucking shits the bed. Like,
now here's the thing, though. How stupid do you think that the management or whoever's call it was to bring him back early from injury?
Connor McDavid, right there. Dude. If the Oilers management did that mistake, yep.
Yep, and obviously they didn't.
They didn't.
And he's been tearing
I'm
it
so
up,
happy
and
for
he's
him.
been doing so good, guys. I'm so excited. But Carey Price, they brought him back early from an injury earlier. Imagine if they would have just iced him a little longer.
Let that
Maybe.
ligament or whatever it was get just a little bit closer and attached. So.
Yep, and it could be a whole different story, guys.
Yeah, they could still be top team in the league.
Whole different game.
Okay, so now since it's been another month or so, now that we can do this again, looking at it 50 games in rather than, was it 30 the last time we did a podcast, what is your Stanley Cup matchup?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
By the way,
think about it.
On the last thing, I have Wild making it into the playoffs, and I have Montreal not making it. I have Montreal shutting down and selling some assets and rebuilding.
That's how I felt. But it's just the divisionally, the team that has the best chance would be the Canadians, but I don't see them making it.
Yep. So,
yeah.
I still want to go for the Ducks. I still think.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
Ducks
Right now you don't have to be skeptical saying
yeah,
it.
right now, they called their shots and they've been doing it. But Ducks, I think Chicago's still scary. Chicago's always scary. Corey Crawford actually being a good goaltender for once. Keeping them in games. Not good for once.
Yeah,
being
a good.
I think he's an overrated goaltender, but
outside of the Stanley Cup playoffs, is the thing there. And Blackhawks fans will say the same thing because I don't know any Blackhawks fan that hasn't complained about Crow at least once in their life.
Yeah, so I think Chicago's a top runner again as always.
Yeah,
you could even say the Kings, even though they've kind of been whatever. I think they're still
they're 4-6.
Once they're in the playoffs, they're always scary. Shout out to Tyler. I said it.
Well, Marian Gaborik is he's injured right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see who they trade. Apparently, Tyler was telling me that they're going to be looking for another winger. They from Hamuse to whoever else. I think he said Druin too. I don't see that, but
I hope they give up someone big.
that'd be funny. Yeah, but Tyler is just the most. What's it called? He just anticipates all these big things happening for his team, and then you're like, well, come back to earth.
Yeah.
He's a really dedicated fan, and I respect it in that sense. But he'll never come down to earth and be real. He's always on the king.
I know. He's always way above.
Just like you are about the Ducks. It's like I find I try and be in that middle ground where I respect every team and stuff. But then when you find the fanatical fans, it's funny because they never use logic.
They're in a world. We're in a bubble, guys.
That's the thing.
That's the Connor McDavid bubble for me. He could be a heroin addict, and
Literally.
he could be pissing on kids and just fuck you, kid, and just be a horrible person. And I'd still just be guys, he's the greatest dude ever. He's my hero. I'm super pumped, guys, because I actually in my new class, college just started back up. I get to do an awesome report on Connor McDavid. So it's going to be filled, and I get to show a highlight video, and I'm this is homework? So that's going to be fun. Maybe I'll post the video, or...
yeah, you should do the first part of the video. It should be him getting injured.
Right.
And then do a really sad song.
Yeah.
The fucking
I kind of want to make my
commercial.
own video, because I have to make it 2-3 minutes, and I kind of want to just get my own clips and make it into something epic. But I found a cool one from some guy, but
we'll do this song, dude.
Let's see. Mike's gonna play some sad music.
Plays this shit and just have the most epic 3-minute fucking class montage ever.
Let's see.
It's fucking him injured the first half, and then you just swap songs. Anyways, that would be so fucking great. I would love it.
For music and all this.
Oh yeah, well 15 seconds, you're good.
No. So, what was I even talking about?
so yeah, so Stanley Cup playoffs.
Ducks, Kings, Hawks, and I gotta put not St. Louis. Fucking. Who am I missing?
What? From the
Central.
East or Central?
No, actually, no. It's St.
Nashville?
Louis. St. Louis.
Oh.
I take that back. St. Louis.
Well, what is this? The finals?
For finals. Those are 4
What, conference finals.
conference finals. I got Ducks and
Wow, Ducks Kings would be so sick. Conference final.
no. Well, I don't know. It'd be sick.
Okay,
I don't know
you're scared. I
if
understand.
I'm not
Don't be
scared, but dude, I don't know if my
little boy.
heart can actually just like take
Yeah,
that
my heart
that
can.
intensity.
Oh, I couldn't handle Tyler.
Yeah.
Because the thing is,
That-
if the Kings won that
wouldn't
series,
we
it'd
wouldn't
be
even
like,
be able to be friends after that.
I literally just, I would quit my job. I would just not talk to him. I'd delete
Yeah.
his number. I'd be like, oh, Tyler, I'm not even going to hear it from you. Because I'm going to get little fucking snarky texts. And,
Have fun with Steph, and then just
yeah, and I'd probably already, like, dude, we were depressed when they lost last year. Anyways,
So honestly,
Okay.
I'll go out on
So-
a limb. I'll say Ducks St. Louis conference.
Ducks St. Louis.
Ducks
Okay.
win, and then Eastern
it's-
Conference. I think I'm gonna go with. I was gonna say, dude, Tampa. I think Tampa's got too much other stuff on their mind. I think I had them going into
Well,
the
they're
final.
still doing all right.
They're still doing fine, but
surprising.
honestly, I still think I got I'm gonna switch it up for the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
I got Florida going to the conference.
Wow,
finals.
I love it. I love it.
But here's the thing: I have them going to the conference finals, but I have them losing.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, they made it to the conference finals. This team shouldn't be there. That's why I'm so happy for
And I
them.
got Washington going to the Cup. Ducks win the Cup.
Okay. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Capitals, Ducks.
Oh yeah, fun one.
Oh, I'm scared.
Ovi getting so close.
Oh, man.
That's another guy. Like honestly, I'm not saying he's near retirement or anything, but we were
Yeah.
talking earlier about what's his name. Fucking who were we talking about that doesn't win a cup? Oh, the Sedin's winning
Yeah.
a cup. Yeah, no. Like I feel more bad for guys like Ovi. If Ovi doesn't win a cup, I'm sure he will though, but not this year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Fuck, dude.
So, what about you, Mike? Who you got? Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, Cup winner.
All right. Western Conference Finals. It's going to sound fucking ridiculous, but probably Ducks Chicago.
Rematch.
Ducks Blackhawks. And I say this because I think if the bracket works the way it will, I could see the Blackhawks maybe facing the Kings, and then the Kings like losing or whatnot, not dying, but losing to the Blackhawks this season. I feel like the Blackhawks would have the Kings number this year because they have like Milan Lucic and all this shit, but I feel like since the Blackhawks just got even more younger and faster, that the Kings aren't going to be able to handle it.
Chicago is like that.
I don't even know if Anaheim could handle it. We'll see.
Chicago is like that guy that you see and he's like in super good shape, and they're like, oh yeah, like he's like 35, and you're like, oh cool.
Yeah.
And then you see his wife, and his wife is just some smoking hot like 20-year-old, and you're like, oh yeah. And then you just see him in like a Speedo, and he's just packing heat, and you're like, can anything be wrong with him?
Yeah.
Like that's literally the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, literally. And he's a rapist.
Yeah.
That's Patrick Kane.
just like Kobe. Just like Kobe.
Oh, fuck you. They're winners. Anyways. Yeah, so I see... I'll say Ducks, Blackhawks. My fucking... The matchup... Like, the thing I want to see is Ducks, Nashville. Ducks... Did you hurt yourself?
No, I'm okay.
Ducks, Avalanche. I would love to see either
Avalanche?
of those. Yeah. Ducks, Avs. I would love to see these... that's not even a final. Like, I didn't mean the conference final. I just mean those are, like, the series I'd love to watch. Personally. Like, let's say Ducks go through Avalanche, Nashville, and then they go up and face Blackhawks, and then they face Capitals, and we win the Cup. That would be the sickest run, and it'd be one of my personal favorites to watch. Or facing the Kings again would be a lot of fun. Anyways, so if we're gonna get down to it, I'd say Ducks Capitals as of right now. It makes the most sense.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh.
So you guess we got Ducks Capital. Wait, but who's on the Eastern Conference? You said who plays Caps?
Who's playing the Caps?
And who plays the Ducks?
Fuck, the Panthers are pretty solid
Yeah,
choice
okay.
as of right now. Yeah, dude. Honestly, the East Coast is kind of a weird shit show right now, to be honest. Like, there's teams that are really good over there. Like, a lot of them are, like the Rangers and the Capitals and all that. But, like, Capitals have choked before. Is this actually their season?
Playoffs are such a whole different.
You know,
game.
exactly. And the season's been weird, so who knows? But I'll say either Caps Rangers, Caps Panthers are a fair bet, depending on how the bracket goes. And I think Ducks Capitals makes sense. Although I really, really, really thought we were going to see the Canadians come up this year. Just no. Just stop. Canada, you bad.
Poor JF.
Canada, they may not have a single team this season.
That's crazy to think.
Not a single one. Like, bro, the fucking sport is Canadian fucking based, and they're not even going to make the playoffs. Not one team. Wow. Canada, figure it out. Like,
That's
come
why.
on.
That's why Vegas is gonna get a team before Quebec, guys.
I think it's just because all their GMs are just too nice when they're trying to trade and shit, and they just oh, you just want him?
Like, oh, you want to? You said
here, give me a first round pick.
You want a third? No. Here's a second.
Here's a second. Yeah.
Here's my arm and my ski.
Yeah, they're just too nice. No, but on the reals, that is pretty sad that we don't have one team probably gonna make it. Like literally, the Canadians were their chance, and I don't think they're gonna make it. So, Ducks Capitals, Ducks in 6. Because, no, Game 7. Do not speak that fucking word.
But then it's the same thing for the Caps, then.
That's true. That is true. That would be really good. Who breaks the curse?
The cup of the two teams that can't handle Game 7, so that'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be so fun. Because one team's going to come out a winner.
Yeah.
You know, one team can be happy about themselves.
It just explodes at the horn.
Yeah.
No one wins.
And the cup just breaks.
And then who do you have in the conference finals against the Ducks?
Conference finals? Yeah, Blackhawks.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you said that. Okay.
That just makes the most sense to me. Although I don't want them there because they've had so much success, and it's kind of like, if I was, like, let's say the Ducks were on this dynasty run, I would be like, fuck yeah, Ducks every season. Fuck it. But it's like, we've seen Chicago and LA the last 4 years. You know how fucking, like, mind-numbing that gets after a while?
Guys, I can't do another.
Like, I'd rather have the Blackhawks win than LA, but
I can't have Chicago
shit.
win it, guys. I can't. I'd rather have the Carolina Hurricanes win it, to be honest. Like, someone that literally
Oh, my, the Hurricanes. Like, don't even... Who the fuck are the Hurricanes?
Honestly. Alright, guys, I want to talk about one more thing. Guys, this is a lengthy podcast.
Holy
we knew we'd been gone for a while, so we figured we'll let you listen to us for a bit. So...
You just like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
So,
we're about an hour and a half in, so if you're still here and you're doing it on a single run...
No way, dude.
If you did, though,
No
dude.
way.
You the real MVP. He or she, if guy or girl, if you're here.
Yep.
Love you. Care about you. You loyal.
Honestly, you the fucking loyalist, bro. Conor McGregor, loyalty is everything.
Dude. We're gonna have a whole podcast on Conor McGregor, dude.
Yeah.
What? He's so rad.
Yeah,
And
he's
just,
pretty
dude,
sick.
something about guys named Connor with Mick as the first prefix of their last name.
Wow.
Connor McDavid, Conor McGregor. Those are, like, honestly, right now, my two top athletes I would want to meet.
Honestly, any Mick, bro. McDonald's is dank. McKinnon, or that's Mac, but close enough.
You get the idea, guys.
God, you just get the idea, bro. If you want your kid to be a winner, well, you
Marry,
have to be
if
born into
you're,
it.
if you're a woman,
Yeah.
marry into a Mick family.
Fuck,
Just-
Trevor McCollum. We got one Mick in our life.
Yep.
But he fucking gave up on his dream. No, I'm just kidding. Yo, so I don't mean to say, like, apparently he played with Austin Matthews.
Austin
Matthews.
Oh.
Apparently he played with him like 3
everyone,
years.
dude. We have like a guy.
Like,
For you
that's
if you
so
don't know him,
crazy,
this
though.
guy we know, he's like
Trevor McCollum.
probably could have gone pro.
It would be fun as fuck to have on this podcast.
Yeah. Just talk about the Avs and Matt Duchene and
Yeah.
fuck the Avs, guys. Just kidding.
Well, it makes me laugh because I know why he's like, you can look at like the Stanley Cup history and it's like, oh, that's why you're an Avs fan, because like it's like the
Raymond
90s and like,
Another cool story, guys. That Raymond Borg story, his first cup. That's like honestly one of my favorite videos to watch. It makes you happy. Raymond Borg, legend. Just never got a cup. Wins it in Colorado. Joe Sakic goes up to get the cup. Doesn't raise it. He gets it from Bettman, takes the picture, doesn't raise it, holds it like vertically across his arms, hands it to Bork so he could be the first one to do it. And a commentator that does it is awesome. Here, let me pull up the clip.
so good.
It's fucking awesome, guys. Just type in Raymond Borg cup.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my
You're missing the D, but
Oh.
even the
60
title
years
is
ago.
the
The best moment.
in hockey history.
Oh god.
The announcer does it the best. Let me make sure you guys can hear this.
That's oh.
I'll move the mic a little closer.
I'm so ready for the playoffs, dude. I was sending you Selly shit. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's in a hockey mood. You, Batman. Don't you guys hate the sound of Bevan's voice sometimes?
Say that, but he's been fucking here forever now.
Yeah.
Imagine the Penguin.
And all of the players. This is the most magnificent trophy in sports.
We're going on 2 hours.
We could like honestly just drop the link, but we're like, nah, guys, we're gonna make it listen to our shitty quality through the podcast.
And things I'll probably listen to it.
He already says it. He says so the rest of your teammates can do it, and they're like, you know who they're talking about. Look, so he's taking right now. He's taking the picture. He refuses to raise it. Here we go.
Wow. That's emotional. Holy shit.
Literally, the whole crowd's going nuts. His whole team. The team seems like more happy that he won it than anyone else. And like they're more stoked on that than them actually winning the cup.
Wow.
Take that thing and skate it, baby. Skate it. We'll follow you.
Just imagine little Trevor in the crowd.
I'm not sure Ray is going to be able to skate and navigate his way around the ice through his own tears.
Wow.
It's just such a happy moment. That's the stuff that makes me live for hockey. If that was the first hockey thing I watched, I could see I'd be an Avs fan too. Okay, guys. Sorry if that was just horrible quality. We apologize, but
Yeah, you can just,
we
Just
only
skip
care about
through that.
ourselves, guys. We wanted to watch that, so
that's
you're
for
stuck
us.
here with us. So anyway, I don't even know how we got on the Avalanche and Raymond Bourne, but
Trevor McCollum.
yeah. So
He'll do
okay,
that
but
too.
here's what I wanted to talk about, Mike. We got the trade deadline coming up in 14 days.
Okay. That's 2 weeks.
We'll
Wow.
have a whole other. I'm sure we'll have a whole trade deadline episode. But do you just want to call out any early predictions? Any players? You don't have to say to who, for what or where, but what players do you think are getting traded? Name like 3.
Lad, potentially.
Oh dang, we totally forgot to talk about that.
Maybe Hamonic is still in the works, although very, very quiet. I haven't really heard much about him. Druin, I'd hope.
I think we'll hold on to him until the rest of the season.
I was gonna say that's fucking miserable for him. That poor fuck. Anyways, those are my 3. I'd say. And Andrew Ladd, we haven't even talked about. We haven't even talked about the Jets, but like Dustin
How did we
Byfuglien.
totally forget about
Wow. Dustin Byfuglien. Like, dude, there's so much to cover. Dustin Byfuglien. How big of a contract?
Should we just do it? Should we just
do it, bro? Fucking just everything.
You're stuck with us, guys. Here we go. Fucking 3-hour podcast coming at you. All right, guys. So
Oh
Dustin
my God.
Dustin
The thing is,
Byfuglien.
I feel the marathon in our fucking mind, bro. We've been here for 2 hours. pretty much.
I know me and Mike are both looking at the clock, and we're just like, we could get it bigger.
We're like, we can keep going, bro. And this out of nowhere, there's the Jets. Like, bro, we haven't even talked about them.
It's like 20 more
This
minutes.
is too big not to talk about.
The next time we record, it'll be too old to talk about, even though a lot of stuff we're talking about is old. Dustin Byfuglien, guys. 5-year contract, I think. It's like $35 million. I think it might be 38, 30 round. I don't have the numbers, but here's pretty much the biggest part about this was Winnipeg was put in a position that they were like, you got to trade Ladd or trade Byfuglien. You're gonna re-sign one and you're gonna get rid of the other.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. You know, both are really good players. Byfuglien younger, and I think better than Ladd, and they made the right choice in my eyes. Re-signed Dustin Byfuglien. And that's where I agree with Mike, that I think Andrew Ladd is out of the door Winnipeg. I think he's going to be a perfect little rental for a nice little playoff team. They're going to get a first or second round pick out of him, maybe some prospects. And then he's going to go get paid. I don't think he's going to go to Anaheim.
I don't
hope he
want
doesn't
him
want to go
necessarily,
to
but if it's a rental thing,
Ducks
maybe.
aren't about rentals. Bob Murray always talks about it. I think he's the one in the interview. He just talks about, he's like, oh, I don't believe in rentals. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. So
Would you
I
kill yourself
I trust Bob Murray.
if they traded Frederick Anderson for Andrew Ladd?
Oh, my God, I'd lose it.
That would be terrible,
I'd
man.
lose it. God, man. It's a marathon, guys. I'm getting ready to be here for a while.
Yeah, so definitely Dustin Byfuglien. It just feels weird to keep talking because I felt like we were wrapping it up.
I know, we
And
were
we
just
just
like,
reopened the whole fucking...
yeah.
Anyways, Dustin Byfuglien.
We had commercial breaks.
Literally.
we just need a sponsorship, to be honest, just so we can have a little commercial break so we can start going insane.
Tanago pizza.
Yeah, no, not even paying, just like...
No, but definitely the smart choice. Management shouldn't even flinch twice. If they're not trading Byfuglien, they need to re-sign him over Ladd. Age-wise, well, How old is Andrew Ladd?
I think he's like 33, but
Because I remember
Back
him on
to
the
the
Blackhawks
interwebs.
4 years ago, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know enough about him, but I feel like he's old. And Andrew Ladd is obviously having a very, very slow season. Started out really, really decent. I wouldn't say good, but decent. You know, putting up points, you know, getting game-winning goals, doing what he needs to do. And then, boom. Kind of like a Marian Hossa story. He just slows down. Now I think he's only at like 30-something points this season. Way below his pace and his average. So if you're management, it's not even a question that you need Dustin Byfuglien. It puts the Winnipeg Jets in a weird position because we talked about it last time on the whole Hamonic-Byfuglien trade. It's like Byfuglien's just kind of like a weird dude to have on a team. He's a one of a kind of player. They signed the one football player in the league to a team, and now it's like, oh, are you talking about Byfuglien from the New York Jets or the Winnipeg Jets? Because he just doesn't look right on the ice. But they're sticking with him. Big contract. Byfuglien seemed happy. Byfuglien was always very, very open about that. He doesn't know, and he's just here to play the game. He's a very open, outspoken person about that. It's like, dude, leave that to management. That's why I pay them. That's why I pay my agent. Like, I'm just here to play the game and enjoy the fucking game while I can. And so that I respect. And obviously, big money, well deserved. Hopefully, he can lead that team to something because Winnipeg deserves it, man.
And I just looked it up. They're actually both 30, so we done goofed on that. They're the same age. So.
That is crazy. I honestly well, you think of Andrew Ladd and you think he's older.
Yeah, this feels like he's been around for a
but
long
who's
time.
probably?
But Byfuglien's been around for a while too. A lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean they both were on the Hawks, so they went from the Hawks to the Jets.
Thrashers.
And there you go.
The
Oh yeah,
Jets.
Thrashers and the Jets.
But that's gnarly. Right decision though. I think Andrew Ladd gets traded. My top 3 to get traded right now. I got Andrew Ladd. I've got. I think you're gonna see a trade out of Edmonton. I don't know where. Possibly Schultz. I think Jeff Schultz. Not Jeff, Justin. But I don't think you know what? I scratched that. I don't put him in my top 3. I wouldn't count on that yet. I don't think Jonathan Drouin gets traded either. I think you have Andrew Ladd gets dealt, no doubt. I think Montreal. I think you're gonna see a guy like Thomas Fleischmann. Or maybe even, I would want to say Galchenyuk, but I don't know.
I just feel like Fleischmann isn't even like.
But you can get something, you know. It could be
if you
quiet.
package it.
It could be a quiet trade deadline, to be honest. I don't think. We'll see. Maybe even Nashville going to make a move. I think Nashville makes a move. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go Ladd Hamonic and yeah, and let's just say Ladd Hamonic, and I'll say Thomas Fleischmann from Montreal.
All right,
heard it here first.
Top 3. I mean, fuck. I'm just more mind-boggled that they're the same age.
Yeah, I know.
I really didn't think that.
We
was
were
a
all
thing.
like, Andrew Ladd, this
Andrew
old
Ladd's
fuck.
He's
Nah,
Yarmy Yager fucker.
Yeah, no, here we go. So, alrighty, guys.
Well, that's a lot.
We're close to that 2-hour mark. So,
Not there. Okay.
So, let's just go with our 3 stars, guys. 3 stars of the month. We're just going to get straight into it.
Alright.
3 stars.
Alright.
3rd star of the month. I got to go with my boy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a boy. 3rd star month. It's got to be Shane Ghost Bear.
Well, okay.
Got to be here. The Ghost Bear. Fucking killing it in Philly. Playing great.
Mm-hmm.
Just been nuts. I am just super proud of him as a player. You know what? No. I take that back. You know what? I'm going to make him 2nd star. 3rd star, I'm going to give to Ryan Getzlaf because he has been playing really well. A new wind under him. He's probably got a broken nose lately. He's playing like fire. He's playing really, really, really good. I'm just super pumped for him. 2nd star, Shane Ghost Bear. Point streak. He's gnarly. And best defenseman in Philly. Hopefully starts that young rebuild they got going. And my number 1 1st star of the week, my main boy, my main squeeze,
Connor.
my true love, Connor McDaddy, McDavid. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch a highlight reel just from like the last week and a half. Just go watch that.
Watch the Ducks-Oilers game tomorrow.
Yeah, who's pumped for that, guys? That's gonna be a tough game to choose who to root for. Psych!
Not at all.
Go Ducks. But I'm just going to be stoked to watch them all play on the same ice. It's like so convenient and nice to watch them all play. And get to see them live, hopefully, in February. Ducks and Kings, they come around. Anyway, I almost said McGregor.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, so sick. First star of the week. Welcome back. Silencing the haters, silencing the critics. 5 points in one game.
Yep.
Player of the game, team of the week, milestone. Let's go.
Yep.
Connor McDavid, best player on the ice every game. MVP, Norris. I don't even know how to say it.
Yep.
Just excited.
Who's your third star? Why am I drawing?
Getzlaf. So
Okay.
third star Getzlaf, second star
Okay.
Ghost Bear, first star McDavid.
You hit it all on the head, but I'm going to drop Getzlaf to 4-star because he's Ryan Getzlaf. We expect it from him. I think that's something. And not that we don't expect it from this player, but I have to give props to Corey Schneider. Absolutely dominating the Devils' net. Just being absolute Vezina. Like, if this guy doesn't make the Vezina this year, I'll be shocked. Especially with having a lesser competition without Carey Price in the running. Insane. So otherwise, you hit it nail on the head. Shane Ghost Bear, Beast, obviously Flyers fan here. And Connor McDavid,
Bad Flyers
keep
fan.
killing it. Let's go. Hopefully you win the Norris. Honestly, I love Dylan Larkin. He's got a place in my heart, but Connor McDavid, win it for me. Win my heart over. I want you to prove yourself. So far, so good. Make it Eberle look good. Let's go. All right. We're at 1 hour 50
We're gonna push
minutes.
this, guys. We're gonna get it to 2 hours just to say we did it. I gotta go. So that means somewhere to be, but I think I can get a few minutes of talking in, and then I'm gonna let Mike wrap it up on his
No, dude, I'm not doing
I'm gonna let Mike wrap it up.
We don't have to make 2 hours.
No, we have to do it, guys. We've made it this far.
Is she off? Is your girlfriend
Yeah.
off?
Okay,
Is
so
that-
the reason I
that's
gotta go,
fine.
I have to pick up my girlfriend. She doesn't have a car. She doesn't drive. So the
Emotional.
nice gentleman, young fellow I am, I am the Uber driver. Essentially.
Absolutely.
So I gotta drive.
Such doesn't pay. Free.
Yeah, it's free. She pays with love, and not the gross kind. She, So I do it out of love. So I gotta go because it's just kind of in a weird area.
Bro, I can't talk for 9 minutes.
It's not 9. It'll be
8
like
minutes.
7. Let's not
No.
I just want to say, guys, if you came back after this long period that we've been off, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot that you guys are coming back and listening. To
Sam
it.
and John.
Yeah, those
Thank
two
you,
guys.
guys.
Ryan too, saying that he listened to it.
Sam and John are just made up.
I don't know,
There are
but
2 fans.
it's just any support we've been getting, any view that we get on this is honestly we have no idea why.
Yep.
But because we're just rambling, and we obviously we're literally just rambling right now. So we want just to talk about hockey, and we're hockey nerds, and that's what we love. So we're just glad that everyone's on that same hype that we are, and I just want to thank you guys for coming back. If you did, if you're listening to this and you made it this far, holy shit, you made it almost 2 hours into this thing. You're the real MVP. It's honestly been a really rough 2016, guys. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. For me personally, I don't know. I can't speak for Mike. I'm sure it hasn't been the best. For anyone.
It's been a weird one so
It's
far.
been a weird
I'm not
2016,
gonna
guys.
lie.
Honestly, it's just for me personally, it's been a shit show so far.
It's just been stressful.
It's
I
been
think.
stressful. It's been a shit show. It's been making me pull my hair out and everything.
Yeah.
And hockey is that one thing that just is my escape from everything. So even if you're listening to it, I just really appreciate it because you're helping me escape all the bad stuff that's going on in life. And I think that's what's great about hockey and the hockey community is we can all kind of relate to that. Because when we're out there playing, me and Mike play, Tyler too, shout out him, play on Tuesdays. That's our little escape from life, and we get to be hockey players for a night, and it's fun. And here I get to be a hockey podcast talker. I get to be a host here on this show, and it really is just awesome. And I like doing it. And unfortunately, just because life hit us real hard, me personally, it's hard for us to come out and record. And so that's why we're putting some extra content into today.
Yeah.
So you guys can have some stuff to listen to.
It's solely,
So-
it's not even we've literally been that busy and just,
Stuff going
dude,
on.
you want to record, it's dude, it's not going to happen,
Yeah.
And it's we have to respect each other, and honestly, that is what it is, and as you can tell, we are eager to talk about it, fuck. We came out with a 2-hour podcast, there's so much to talk about, all we want to do is talk about it, but there's not an opportunity. Life's been stressful. College is fucking really hard, guys. So
Guys,
if you're out
fuck
there,
college.
honestly, hang
Guys,
in.
just get us a sponsorship, and we could just talk about hockey all day, and never have to work and go to college. That's
Go.
all I want, guys. Honestly, I just want to do hockey for a job, and just anything in hockey. So
we
I just
gotta
don't
get
have to
there,
go to school.
dude.
that's the main goal, guys. So I'm gonna have to sign off. I'm gonna let Mike talk about stuff for 5 minutes.
No.
Guys, if just know that if Mike can't do it, that it's on Mike. That this doesn't go too long.
dude, there's
He can express
way
his, he can express his
to
gratitude.
people.
He can express his gratitude. He can talk about some flyers. He can talk shit on me. He can do whatever he wants. I would stay if I would, but I'm gonna get shot at.
I can't do it, dude.
You can. We're so close though. Like, okay, how much time?
You can hold
okay,
on for
if
5 minutes.
if I give
give
you till 157, you got it.
157, yeah. Yeah, 157's fair.
All right.
I can do 3 minutes.
So it's just like I said, guys. Thank you for listening. If you're a new listener, this is probably a really weird ass fucking podcast for you because you're like, what the fuck are these dudes all about? If you are new here, go listen to like the last like 5. Don't listen to the first 2. Well, I mean, listen to it so you can see the progression. But our first 2 is just horrible. So grow on it.
Nick, what's your favorite Celly of all time?
Favorite Celly of all time? Either the Solani gunshot
Yeah.
or the Daniel Carcillo against Philly or against New York. I don't remember. I think it was against Philly while he was in New York. That one's pretty good. And there was Nail Yakupov. The spinning one where after he did the shootout goal, I think, or he got a breakaway and he slid on his knees in center ice doing cartwheels or like just doing circles. And the first Connor McDavid's goal back, so it was pretty great too.
That's
those are all good ones, but I think iconic ones. Those are the first 3. But yeah, guys, just thank you for coming in. We're gonna, obviously, like I said, we had been talking about like the last 9 podcasts about getting this on Spotify, and
why did
I say the word? Yeah, but it's because they're gonna keep asking. Like I said, life hit, and we were in the process. We really were. Like I promise, we actually like were in the process of doing it, and that shit happened. We're like that was like the last thing on our minds. So soon, it's coming soon. I sound like a broken record, but it's coming soon. But I want to say on my behalf, thank you so much, guys, for giving us a listen, for staying along this long. You guys are the best. Go Ducks. Go Connor McDavid. Ducks versus Oilers tomorrow, guys. How pumped is that? How hype? Ducks and Kings and more Ducks and Oilers and gameplay later this month.
How many points are you going to have tomorrow, Nick?
I don't know. Hopefully enough, guys. Hopefully enough because I hate Wingstop. I hope we get... if Wingstop offered us a sponsorship, I would still say no because I'm over Wingstop, guys. I'm over it. All right, guys. I gotta go. I got a jet. Mike's going to take it over from here, guys. But on my behalf, like I said, thank you so much for giving us a listen. Share and like with your friends. You know what to do. Go Ducks. Go McDavid. Everyone have a great night. Bye, Mike. I'll see you soon, bud.